It's a little dead meme.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Snark Tank Podcast. It's us, the same people who have hosted the show forever.
Wow.
We're gonna. So obviously, this is after Thanksgiving. We're all fresh out of that holiday spirit.
Yeah.
So no thanks were given. There's no thanks at all. But I do want to say, today, the day we were happened to be recording this, is the day that all these Spotify Wraps are going up. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are like showing like, hey, look, Snark Tank was my top podcast or my second most viewed podcast. For those people who, if we are your second most listened to podcast, you're not doing good enough. You're not helping enough. You suck. You might as well not have listened at all. Quite frankly, like I'm kind of pissed that you would have the audacity to share that with knowing that we were number 2 on your list is crazy. So I've got all of your names. You put your credit card information on the site. I have it. I know who you are, and I'll ruin you.
We're coming.
So, but thank you to everybody who had us at number 1. Those are the people who actually matter.
Yeah, number 1 and 3rd, thank you. But number 2, fuck you guys.
Number 2 is the first loser, man. That's insulting.
Yeah, right. It's a fuck. The people who had us at number 4, that's okay.
We understand.
That's okay. Number 5, that's insulting. Number 2, that's insulting. Number 3, I don't have strong feelings about. So just figure out how you're gonna go through life with that information.
Right now, yeah, I'm not a big fan of you guys.
One thing I want to bring up before we get into questions here, because we obviously missed the holiday. We got a lot of questions. The question thread is fucking insane. So we're going to meander through it, but I did want to bring this up before we continue, because I saw it and it immediately bothered me.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is real, and part of me thought like this has got to be AI because this is so stupid. But I saw a comic book cover of Miles Morales, right? So I don't know how old it is. I don't know if it's super recent or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a Miles Morales comic book cover where he is holding an electric sword, and I saw it and I was like, there's no way they just gave Spider-Man a fucking electric sword. That is so fucking stupid that I can't believe it.
No, it's very real. It's very real.
That is so fucking... That's real?
Very real.
Where's the...
I don't know, man. He already can control... He already can, like, shoot electricity out of his hand and shit. Like, whatever, you know?
But do you see what I'm saying here, where he's basically a Super Saiyan? He's more of a Super Saiyan than he is a Spider-Man. Like, this is not ridiculous.
Really. No.
Not really?
He has all of Spider-Man's powers, too. So he's definitely...
Yeah, but that's like 1% of his abilities.
He's Spider-Man with electric powers. That's all it is. He's Spider-Man with electric powers and camouflage.
Goku who can stick to walls. It's getting fucking ridiculous now. He can summon a sword out of pure energy. That's fucking Vegito, dude. That's crazy. That is anime level bullshit.
It's
like
sick
to the point
as
where
fuck,
it's like,
dude. I think that's cool as shit, dude.
I think it's so fucking lame. It feels so
cool.
There's nothing spidery about that.
There's nothing really spidery about it. That's true, but there's nothing batty about Batman. You know, there's nothing really like...
I don't know, man.
Superman,
really
everyone is
At
super,
least Batman
has powers.
looks like a bat, you know what I mean? At least that is true.
Yeah, Spider-Man has webs on his clothes. You know? Like, it's...
Yeah. I mean, if Batman's... Look, man, you'll hear the same complaint out of me the second Batman starts floating in the air.
The moment Batman started I stopped respecting Batman is when Batman decided to dodge Darkseid's Omega beams. That thing, it's in the very beginning of that comic era. They're like, yo, even Flash can't get rid of these. Flash was running for days from them, and he had to run into Darkseid for them to stop following him.
So what are you talking about?
Batman did a backflip.
Are you talking about the animated series?
Both of them. It was in the Crisis event and in the animated series.
No,
and I
in
was
Crisis,
like,
he got.
No. He dodged the first one, then he got hit the second time, and he got set back in time. And I was like, this is stupid.
Okay, fair enough.
This is stupid.
Fair enough.
I don't know, man.
Flash can run through time, and he can't get away from that.
That's always been the big criticism of Batman, that even as a kid, I'm a kid watching the animated series as it's live, like it's actually premiering, and I got a little bit bored because there was only like out of all the episodes, maybe 2 times where he was actually in trouble. And every other time, like, I mean, actually in trouble where you're like, oh shit, I don't know how he's going to get out of this. But you already know every other time is like some stupid bullshit's going to happen where he's going to get out of it. I remember when I stopped watching for a long time was because Harley Quinn had him dead to rights. Harley Quinn hit this motherfucker, knocked him out, hung him upside down, and there was a tank full of piranhas. Like, he's done. He's done. And then he just says, oh, he shouldn't kill me now. Joker would be pissed. Oh, you're right. And then she takes him down while she's waiting for him to show up. I fucking lost my mind. And then he explains
psychology,
later.
Dude.
He explains later. When she took me down, I regained, like, the blood rushing to his head, like, left him incapacitated, essentially. But when she dropped me down, I was able to slip. I was like, fuck this show. Fuck everything about Batman.
No, you weren't.
So bad. I was so fucking upset that, like, I wanted to see Batman get eaten by piranhas. It would be great.
That's so insane. That would have just been the end of the show. It's just, like, so unceremonious. I understand. Like, look, man, I don't care about comic book characters generally because of a lot of that stuff. Like, I like Batman aesthetically. Right, and I like kind of the vibe of Batman, but I don't like that he's so invincible. Like that whole like, oh, with prep time he could fucking kill Galactus, and it's like, shut up. I hate this. This is so dumb.
The Justice League Doom, that was like the premise of that, where he had a contingency plan. Yeah, right.
I understand having contingent. I understand that he's so well prepared that he has contingency plans for everybody, but they shouldn't all just be flawless. Fucking like they shouldn't all just work without a fucking hitch. It's insane.
For me,
so like Batman's always. But the thing to me, it's like the reason. I don't know, man.
The Miles thing is this, right? This is what it is, right? If Spider-Man was created, Miles is what happened. Is if Peter Parker, Spider-Man's powers were created in modern time.
Miles is what happens if Spider-Man was an anime. Is what it is.
If modern Spider-Man, if Spider-Man can stick to walls,
he's anime, man. He's an anime.
He can use electricity powers.
Miles Morales is an anime character.
That's the same thing. Those are the same root of powers.
Do you not agree? Do you not agree that that's like the same level?
He's just modern Spider-Man. If Spider-Man was made in modern time, 100%.
Because there's something about modern spiders that create fucking electric swords.
Chris,
in the capacity as an anime character. He's like Goku, where it's like, I'm a kid who's really good at martial arts and I got a tail, but also now I'm an alien. Also now I'm a god. Also now I'm doing all this shit. It's like,
look.
You're an anime character.
That's what happens, right? When characters
are
kept for a long time.
You're an anime character.
If they continue to exist, you usually add more powers to them and more things they can do to keep them somewhat spicy for people that are going to keep reading them. Because that's why Peter Parker is so boring now. Because Peter Parker has been the same nigga for 60 years. The guy's comics are boring as shit.
I don't think that's a problem, though. I don't think Sherlock Holmes needs to be a telepath for him to be interesting.
No. Sherlock Holmes needs to be a telepath, but Sherlock Holmes doesn't have the exact same kind of life that Spider-Man does, though. I think it's pretty different.
But what I'm saying is like a character.
Spider-Man's experience.
No, what I'm saying, a character remaining grounded for a long period of time isn't a bad thing, and I'm kind of annoyed at the idea that like, we need to add like a fucking. We need to add
doesn't become ungrounded because he has electric powers.
It's fucking absurd.
That doesn't mean shit in a world where niggas like
I'm
fucking
officially
running around. And Thor and shit like that. That don't mean shit.
Look, I'm officially, as of this moment, I'm on the hate train for this guy. Like, I don't like him. I don't like this character anymore. I really cannot say. He's Ben 10. This is a Ben 10 ass character. So every issue he's just going to have, like, at some point, he's just going to be able to fly. Like, he will fly. I promise you, I will put money down in the next 5 years, Miles Morales can fly.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I promise you. I'm so because there's a spider in the fucking Australia that like can go really high up and surf on the wind a little bit. So it's technically spider-like that he can fly. I'm sure. I'm positive, in fact.
Bro, man, it's just what happens, man.
I guess.
Who do the characters? All of them.
Didn't happen to Peter at all, but like.
It happened to Peter a bunch. You remember when Peter Parker turned into a giant spider demon?
You mean when he was sick and it wasn't a power? What are you talking about?
When he turned into a gigantic, when he fought Morlun and Morlun killed him, and then Peter went into Cocoon, came out of Cocoon, ate Morlun's face, and then shot spikes out of his hand, bro.
It's all so stupid. I hate it.
That was a sick era of Spider-Man, bro, because Spider-Man was boring then. Because crawling on walls in a
That's
world
such
where
an
niggas
you're such
can
an
eat
8-year-old with
planets.
that. That's such
It's boring,
it's
bro.
not interesting enough that he's a good character and he's interesting. He needs to be able to be a fucking Super Saiyan.
Chris, they get
You're a
boring.
child. You're
Chris,
a
they
fucking
get
child.
boring. How am I
Go play
a
Digimon.
child?
Let's go watch. Let's go read some of our.
They get boring. That's what happens. His character may be fine, but his
You know what
character
they
may be
should
fine,
do if a character
but his
gets
interactions are boring.
Kingston, you know what they should do if a character gets boring?
Stop
They
making
should
him. I agree.
fucking stop.
I agree. I 100% agree. In fact, I agree more than you would ever agree. That's why I don't collect comics after a certain point with Peter Parker. Because I'm like, I'm going to read the same thing again.
Right.
I have 25 years and I'm like, all right, cool. That's enough. Nothing's going to change. And Norman Osborn and him are friends. Wow. That's not a good point. It's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, when-
I
when
just
are
saw
they
that
gonna
and I was
have
like,
sex?
this is such
I
a
think-
jump the shark moment, man. I couldn't believe it when I
want
saw that.
I think
Gay
him having other
Spider-Man.
powers is like it. This is the thing, right? If he would have had an electric sword out of the clear blue sky, that would have bothered me because I was like, where'd that come from? But he's literally had electric powers the whole time he's been a character.
Okay.
That has been the thing he's had the whole time he's been a character. Miles Morales came into existence. He has bioelectricity.
Yeah.
That is something he's had the whole time he's been here. And I'm like,
But
all right, he has electric
Chris
sword. That's
is
fine.
right about the anime aspect because let's be real, trying to tap into that fucking weeb ass market with swords and shit. I mean, well, otherwise you wouldn't. They
made him Vegito and
wouldn't-
Future
you
Trunks at the
wouldn't
same
give
time.
I wouldn't
Spider-Man
have given him a sword. I would have kept
That
his
is
electric powers. I
literally-
think his powers already as they are so cool.
I'm thinking about it as I am when I was in elementary school. I would 100%. My toys would swap weapons. I would give literally my Spider-Man toy that I still have right now. He would be wielding Spawn's, like, I have medieval Spawn, and he'd be wielding his jagged
glaive?
edge sword and his shield. Because
That's
why
cool
wouldn't
shit.
you do that as a kid?
That's cool.
Yeah, so
It
as
is
a
cool,
kid,
but that would
makes
be-
total sense.
But you know what would be awesome, even cooler
As a
than
kid.
that actually, is just like if
Yeah.
that made sense. So for what I mean is like if you have a Spider-Man with a sword, where does that fit in? Where does a Spider-Man with a sword fit in? It's like, oh, maybe like somewhere in like medieval fucking times. Like that'd be fucking sick. We already have a 2099 Spider-Man. Why not have like a fucking 1610
Dude,
Spider-Man?
Turning
who's, like,
Spider-Man into Spawn,
You know what I mean?
Would be
That's
fucking
kinda dope.
amazing.
But my
think it's
issue is that it
cool.
just
I
sort of
think that-
it just sort of comes out of nowhere. It's like here's this fucking urban youth in the Bronx swinging around with a fucking electric sword. It's so fucking
Yeah,
outrageous.
nigga, is my sword.
It's-
But he didn't
It's so
use it for
crazy.
no reason. He used it because someone used the sword on him. So
Okay.
he manifested the sword as well. He
So
didn't
he's
just,
Taskmaster?
He's not fighting a criminal
So he's
with
Taskmaster
a gun.
then.
And
So
he's
he's
not like
Taskmaster.
use this. Well, Taskmaster's always had a sword because he's copied what you
Right.
call the Black Swordsman.
Right.
So
You're not
he
hearing what I'm
copied that
saying.
one, dude.
He's Ben Tenning. They're Ben Tenning
think-
Spider-Man with Miles Morales.
I don't think it's
100%.
that.
This is awesome.
I just think it's like
Kingston,
whatever, man. It's what it is.
If Captain America, because he's
Energy
just a super
constructs
soldier.
are things that people make, dude. Like,
He's just a
people make
super
energy
soldier. He's
constructs in the
super
game.
soldier. He's a super soldier, right? Captain America is kind of fucking boring. All right, so like, how do we make him more interesting? It's like, okay, give him telekinesis.
Why would he have telekinesis?
Why would he?
Why would he have that? Why would he have that? Now, Chris.
Oh my God! All right, Kingston, hold on. Let me explain to you why. Let me comic book you into a reason why. The super soldier serum was dormant in his body for a long time, and then during a fight with some fucking telekinetic weirdo, it fucking juiced up his brain, his already souped up brain, and now he can levitate shit. You can easily explain that.
Let me speak. Miles Morales has had electric powers the whole time he's existed, right?
All right, and Captain America
So
has
what
had
happened-
a
so-
stronger
so-
than normal biology than for the longest time
That's
ever.
that's very
How do you
true,
know
but
his
that's not
brain
a-
isn't? How do you know he didn't
that is-
realize
that
like,
is-
oh wait, my brain is super strong, and I didn't even think about this aspect of combat until today. Whoa, interesting.
That's not a good reason. So what happened
Yeah,
is
it's
that
a bad
Miles,
reason, Kingston. That's the whole fucking point. It's a bad reason.
Let me continue. Captain America is how old? He's going on 90-year-old character now, right?
Right. Give him telekinesis. He's boring.
90 years.
He's been around
right?
for 90 years.
right? About a 90-year-old character, right? He has never
Give him 8 legs.
Ever once. That'd make more sense, I guess, than him having telekinesis. But he's never once showed anything where he's been in several fights with people that are psionics. Never used those kind of powers.
Okay.
Miles is fighting someone, right? Miles has the ability to expel electricity from his body. he can amp up his punches with electricity, and he's already been shown to be able to create threads with electricity. He's been able to make it physical for years already.
That's so fucking insane.
So
that's
creating
so
a sword is not as far-fetched as Captain
but it's
America
only
sprouting
not
2 legs out his asshole
but
and then
Kingston,
running up walls with them.
It's only not far-fetched because it's born of already previously existing far-fetched things. Electric
What is
threads?
far-fetched about his powers?
All right, never mind.
The thing is that Peter
God
should
bless.
have the same power
listen,
as
Kingston,
Miles
Kingston,
to do
God
that
bless
electrical
you.
shit. That is he
bless
should have
you.
the same power.
Look, man, I
right.
just want to
God
say
bless.
this real quick. I think the only reason why there's an issue at all is because of what he conjured. Now imagine if he conjured some Timbs, a New York Fitted, and a gun.
He's also
Then
basically
I think-
Green Lantern now. If he can just make things out of electricity,
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
cool.
insane. That's kind of like
I mean, but people,
I don't know,
but that's
man.
that's not new in the Marvel universe already, though.
All right, you're
Bright
Storm and
misunderstanding.
Thor
nigga.
can do shit like that. Carol Danvers can do shit like
Blackest
that.
nigga.
All right,
Galactus do shit like
you're
that.
willfully.
No
you're,
niggas can
Kingston,
escape
These are
my
the reasons
sight.
why I don't like these characters. These are because they're.
I mean, you don't like those characters because you're not capable of sitting down and reading from 1 to 15 seconds.
No, because
that's why you don't like
infinite-
these characters.
Their infinite backpack of abilities makes them boring. It's why I don't like Superman either. It's just he's so strong that I don't
That's
feel
not-
interested
that's
in him.
so-
I like Spider-Man
Green-
because he's weak.
Green
specifically.
Green Lantern is an extremely powerful character, and he is more interesting than Spider-Man is.
I
More
mean, God
interesting
bless
than
you. I'm glad you
Any
feel that
of
way.
these those characters. Derek, you've
I'm
read
glad
Blackest
that you
Night.
have that-
That
I'm
whole
glad
entire
that-
story is insane.
I'm glad you
and
have
it's
that
a ton
world.
of power.
Look, I
Okay.
think the Green Lantern lore is so interesting because of the whole core. Like, without it, if it was just him and if the core and Oa didn't exist, then it would be really gay. But
It'd be
because of
core,
like the
the Oa, the
Sinestro,
other lanterns,
the
the
Sinestro
other-
Core Wars was cool
fire.
as shit.
Fire,
Cool as shit.
bro. Fire.
Like,
and in
Sinestro
that period of
is-
time, Hal Jordan was so strong, it was insane.
Yeah, so like that whole the Blackest Night's probably one of the cool. Especially it came out at the perfect time when everybody was jacking off with zombies and shit. So like
Yeah.
Blackest Night was probably perfect.
That
to,
was like 010,
release.
right?
I think it might have.
Oh,
09,
10,
010.
09.
It is
010,
weird to
that's
say
weird.
010, isn't it? Isn't
That's
it weird to say that?
That's weird. 2010, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds better. That sounds way better.
There were zombie superheroes running around, bro. It's crazy.
I got fucking zombie hot girl because I'd still bang her even as a zombie. I would still bang hot girl even
Holy
as a
hell.
zombie.
I'd have to check first. I'd have to check first see what's going on down there.
See what's
as
going
long
on.
as there's no maggots, I'm good. As long as there's no maggots, I'm good.
All
But I
right,
gotta
fair
check
enough.
first.
That's actually fair because I hate maggots. I would really.
I want somebody to edit that. I hate. Just
I
edit
knew you were gonna fucking say that.
Just
I knew
edit
you were
that a
gonna
little
say-
bit and be like,
I
damn,
knew. I was
Derek.
like, I hope he doesn't
For
catch
real?
that. I hope he doesn't
For
catch
real?
that.
For real, bro? You call them that? That's crazy,
Just
dude.
fucking
You got a
with so much
pocket.
passion too. People be like, oh, he's projecting. They'll know. They'll be like, see, I knew those gay covers. He's just fucking projecting. Which
He's like
I'm fine with
Eminem in that movie with freaking with James Franco.
the interview.
The
Dude,
interview, yeah.
That's such a good scene where he's.
That scene is actually amazing.
love
It's the only, it's the
how
only good
fucking
scene in the.
calm
It's
and
the only good
collected
scene
he
in the
is.
movie.
You're kind of right. You're
That movie
kinda right.
sucked.
I was like, that movie when I saw it,
I didn't see it. I never
I
saw
actually
it. I just saw
don't
that scene.
remember any of it other than that line that everybody was using. Like, they hate us. They hate us. Oh, they hate us because they ain't us. Yeah, they hate it. That's the only thing I remember from that movie. And then the Eminem part. The Eminem part was fucking great.
Yeah, it's a good
That
part.
part's so funny because he's so calm while it's happening.
It's so
everybody's
matter
like,
of
and he's
fact.
like, how are you guys not? How did you guys not see this?
Did you guys not notice?
Do you see that guy? By the way, speaking of Eminem, did you see that guy? I think he testified about killing Tupac with P Diddy's money. Like officially,
Oh,
like
real?
actually, like actually,
I
I'm
heard
pretty
a
sure,
guy
yeah.
got arrested, but I didn't know that there was any
Diddy's in a
testimony.
lot of shit right now too. Actually, P
Diddy's in a lot of
huge
trouble
amount
because
of that
shit right
law?
now.
They had that law that like it was like stipulate. It was what's it called? They were giving exceptions to the statute of limitations when it came to like sexual assault. And so you were able to file within a year period. And so people started filing P. Diddy. He settled immediately with one. So you know he did it. Like he know that was guilty, so he just settled.
Dude, it's
and
fucking
I think there's
crazy.
other ones.
A lot of shit
22 hours
bro,
ago. 22 hours ago, he was dropped from Revolt. So that's
he's probably gonna.
It's over for fucking.
I mean, yeah,
Done.
I've seen so many conspiracy theory videos about the deaths of Tupac and Biggie, and one thing that I did see that was really weird was before Tupac died, there was an interview, and I could be getting this wrong. It was so long ago, but he was looking so guilty and nervous in a weird way. We're like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And so people were saying automatically, like, oh, he knew what was gonna happen, and I mean. I don't know, man.
I listen to hip hop. I grew up around a bunch of uncles that were like, that was their whole entire persona was hip hop and like drawing and like all the 5 pillars hip hop bullshit. There's a rapper named Lil Cease that said outward a long time ago that Diddy had something to do with Pac's killing. It was because when Diddy had something to do with Biggie's killing, because Lil Cease was in the car with them when Biggie got shot. It was Biggie.
Yeah, he was Junior Mafia. Yeah,
yeah, it was Biggie, C's, and not Pac, Diddy were all there, and the guy came in and somehow only shot Biggie. Granted, Big is a big target.
I was gonna say he probably shielded everyone.
A big target.
He'd be the easiest person to hit.
He came and only shot him, and years like I'm not kidding.
Dude,
like
honestly, can I say
like
it must
99? He was like Pac had something to do with it. And everyone ignored him. And I'm like, how does Pac not have something to do with him getting killed? It's obviously like Suge Knight and Pac together did some fuck shit and they killed them both. It's so obvious.
It's probably one of the most. It's one of the most. Yeah, go ahead.
You got to be really ballsy to be fat and engaging in that shit. You know what I mean? Because like they're not missing, dude. Like,
well, they weren't engaging with any hatefulness.
I mean,
because,
you know what I mean.
Biggie was not a bad dude at all, man. He was a drug dealer, obviously, but he wasn't making enemies. What happened was there was a bunch of beef going on with the East Coast and West Coast, and Biggie and Pac got drawn into it simply because of the fact they were big rappers at the time. The real big hatred was Snoop Dogg and Prodigy. That was the real big problem, and those two were both like, I'll shoot you kind of people.
The UK band, right, Prodigy?
No, I mean
Prodigy
from Mobb Deep. From Mobb Deep, you asshole. Don't say that. Don't disrespect them like that, bro.
Wait.
Is Prodigy dead? Is it like sickle cell or some shit?
Yeah, he died. He died from being black.
Of sickle cell?
He died
That's
from
crazy.
being black.
He died from being
Holy
black.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, technically.
He was too black. He died.
God damn. You guys see that fucking a Snoop Dogg quitting smoke was just a fucking ad for a stove or something?
Of course it was.
The idea that people
Who
thought
believed
that
that
out of nowhere, he's like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna stop. Like, I mean, he's like almost 60 or something. He's like, yeah, now's a good time to fucking stop. When you're old and fucked up.
All of them are like 60 now. It makes my heart feel weird.
It is weird.
Thinking like all of them. Like he's like nearly 60. So is Nas. So is Busta Rhymes.
Nas looks good. I'm worried about Bust. I think his heart's gonna explode.
Well, the thing about Bust. He's got a lot of weight on him.
He's taking way too many steroids, man. I think he's
in very insane shape. But that's
the problem.
A lot of weight on him.
Steroids. He's like, when you take that amount of steroids, it enlarges your heart. It fucks up your heart. Like he's gonna have a heart attack and die. I think he's way too big, like muscly big. And the more you get old, it's like The Rock. The Rock's probably not gonna survive unless he actually gets off of whatever the fuck he's taking. By the time he's like 60 something, he's way too big.
Even The Rock is old now too. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's like fucking mid 50s. I have no idea actually. He's probably early 50s still. He's probably still early 50s. I actually think he's been doing The Rock. I've been following The Rock for fucking forever. He doesn't do podcasts. He just started doing them within the last year.
Oh yeah, he did Joe Rogan recently.
Yeah, he did Joe Rogan. Yeah. Which, by the way, was so fucking lame and underwhelming. It's the first Joe Rogan podcast I've listened to in a very long time. And the reason why it was so annoying and so lame is everybody knows that Joe calls out The Rock anytime he gets about his obviously lying about steroids. Like, obvious. It's so obvious that he's fake natural. People that come on the podcast, there's a guy named Derek More Plates, More Dates, who breaks down all this stuff. They've talked about it. Fucking Rock shows up and nothing. No, there was this elephant in the room the entire time, and you felt it. And I was like, this is fucking gay. I was hoping that one of y'all were gonna at least. Yeah, go ahead.
He also was just like so clearly on a leash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was the most. It felt like when like world leaders would go on podcasts or like would go on TV shows to talk about like real things, but like for sure they're not fucking doing that. Like they're not gonna get like what's his name Netanyahu on The View. You know what I mean?
That's
and then bring
crazy.
up Palestine. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna do that. They're just
That would be
like,
crazy.
They even brought up Israel Palestine on the fucking Rock episode, and he was just like the whole thing was just like, yeah, it's all so sad, and it makes me sad. And it was just so fucking substanceless.
What drives me nuts about that specifically is they kept saying, I don't know what can be done. I don't know. It just... I can believe The Rock can actually believe that. Like, he doesn't know what can be done. But I feel like Rogan's around enough people that Joe says some things every once in a while that I'm like, I know he knows what's right. And he's pretending to be like, I don't know what could be done. I'm like, I think it's pretty simple what could be fucking done, dude. I think it's pretty simple, but we need to get into that shit. It was a frustrating episode.
It's a bad episode, man.
I heard some of it. You know what got released recently? Crazy?
No.
Chris Brown finally openly talked about the whole Rihanna situation with him.
Oh yeah, like
I watched that.
Joe Rogan?
Crazy.
Did he feel like satisfactory, like reminiscing? Yeah,
no,
Joe Rogan.
It's actually kind of sad. This is a young man doing dumb shit, and then like the rest of his life is ruined from that. Even though, like, granted, I've been young.
Ruined?
I've been young, and
Bro, you've never
all been young.
popped bitches in the mouth and
but
bit them and stuff.
I've never done that. And like, he admits, he's like, I let my anger get a hold of me, and I did something stupid.
I don't blame that on age. I don't.
I blame that on somebody being stupid, young and dumb. I don't
blame
That's
that
it.
on someone being young.
No, just dumb, not young. Because we're
dumb,
all
but not young.
None of us have.
Because people,
None of us have beat a pop
granted, people
sensation
make
within an
mistakes.
inch of their lives. So
Well, he didn't beat her with her life. He hit her really badly, like a few times
beat
in her face,
pretty
and then
fucking
puffed
good
her up.
and bit her.
And puffed
he
her up.
fucking bit her. Do you know how much of a
He bit
savage
her
you have
arm.
to
Yeah,
be?
he bit her fucking arm. That's crazy.
That is the most savage. You see, like the one part that I really like from the walking.
Granted, I don't agree.
I just want
one second, because I saw it. Because I saw it. Right, I'm gonna say this. I absolutely do not agree what he did. Right, you never put your hands on people ever. That is not what you do. ever. I never agree. But their situation, the way he explains it, of course, granted, he's explaining it because she'll probably give you a completely different story. But he's explaining it. It just seems like he just literally lost control of himself after being pushed by her so much that he attacked her. And it's just like, look, I understand being upset. She threw your Lambo keys out the car. She hit you a bunch of times. She grabbed your groin. She slapped the shit out of you. She was attacking you, clawing you up. Just get out the car and leave. Just get out the car and leave, Chris.
Yes, obviously.
Do not hit her. Do not hit her. He slipped and he hit her, and the whole time he did that, he was just like reflecting on like, I can't believe. At the moment you're mad, you're gonna be mad about shit, But
it's
the
a
moment
crazy
afterwards,
hit,
he's just
Kingston. Like I don't know. Like I understand.
I agree. Chris,
retaliation.
I agree. I'm not condoning it.
I want to say something. Like if you're a guy, right, and it's a girl is, especially if it's different interpersonally. I love those videos, by the way, of like women on the street like slapping a guy, and then the guy just goes like, okay, we're adults. Are you ready? And then they just get thrown the fucking. I love that because that's instant karma. You shouldn't put your hands on someone unless you're ready to get your fucking shit rocked. Like generally, but interpersonally, there's a level where it's like, dude, like if you're getting hit by like your partner or something, I get a retaliation of some kind, but understand like when to walk away as well. Like that hit is crazy. That Rihanna got. You know what I mean? Like that's a crazy hit.
Punching
and
biting
too.
Different.
It's like it's just I don't know, man. I don't know how you can really explain that away as like, oh, I was young.
No,
like,
it's
there's
bad.
a thing. There's a thing called like in wrestling and pro wrestling. It's called a receipt. Like when you actually hurt somebody, you do something then you give them a receipt. You do it back. You do something back to them. There's a guy, Braun Strowman, that accidentally kneed Brock Lesnar in the face. It was an accident. But Brock Lesnar gave him a receipt by punching him right in the face. And it's one of those things where it's like you're angry, but you're in control. It's like, I need to get you back. That is not getting back. That is just a type of rage that is, I can't explain it. I can't explain it away with youthfulness, because I never got that fucking angry. That's his personality. That is just, he probably still has that in him to be able to not only punch, but to bite somebody. That is so over the top. Like what I was trying to say, remember when they were trying to paint, hold on. When they were trying to paint Rick Grimes as like a savage, like they made him bite that dude's throat because he was gonna like kill Carl or kill everybody. Like there is that level of savagery is connected with biting, and it'll always be that way. So it's like, to me, I just can't find any type of anything that sounds reasonable to fucking start gnawing at somebody. It just sounds so crazy. It's so crazy.
The way he paints the story, is that he's very much so like, he's trying to drive. They're going back and forth because obviously he got a text from somebody on his phone. She got jealous about it. Yeah. She started
be texting,
tripping. She started tripping on him, right? Yelling at him, screaming at him. Started hitting him, attacking while he's driving. He's like, "Yo, I'm driving right now. Like, chill. I'm driving a car. I'm driving a sports car. We can die." And he gets mad and he puts his hands on her. Right? That's problem number one. Don't pull over. Just pull over. Like my grandma, and my grandpa. Right? My granddad is one thing. He was like, whenever you're gonna start arguing with a woman, instead of going and yelling at her or putting your hands on her, he just leave. Just walk out the house, go hang out with your boys, get a breather, get a beer, and calm yourself down. That is one of the lessons my grandpa told me. I refuse to do that. I always beat up Lily before I leave. Then I go get my beer. Then I go get my beer with my friends.
All right.
Hey, the beer tastes better after you win a fight. Your
knuckles are a little bruised and stuff. You just feel good, like you worked for it. You worked for this.
Gotta thin your blood out.
A little bloody today. What happened, man? Lady got it. Lady, I gave her 1-4.
So look at this is so in this scenario. Let's say Chris Brown did this. He actually gets out the car and walks away. He's like, I'm getting out of the situation. Rihanna chases after him. At that point, I can't excuse the biting, but I can excuse what kind of happens afterwards. If she were to start chasing after him, I always say, and this is just me, because it's not about gender, it's about a power dynamic. Because I don't want to stomp out a small dude either. Someone that's so easily like, do you remember that bagel guy, the bagel boss guy that went viral?
That was funny, but I was also sad.
Oh yeah.
Like that,
he's dead.
You know, you want to laugh.
That's not a lie. That's actually real. He died a while ago.
No, he didn't.
That's not a lie.
I swear to you. I swear to God. What are you talking about? Wait, what are you talking about?
The little bagel guy. He went nuts at a bagel shop. He's like
dead.
From New York or something?
Yeah,
that
he's
little
dead.
fella. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Look it up right now. Actually, I swear to God. What's his name? Bagel guy?
I think they call him Bagel Boss. I think they call him Bagel Boss.
What's his name? Bagel guy? No, it's
Bagel guy.
What the fuck is this guy's name? Angry Bagel.
Oh yeah, he's from Long Island, obviously. He's not fucking dead. Nobody's saying he's dead.
He's dead, bro.
Hold on, I'll look. Let me look.
You're just lying.
Damn, looks like
I'm
Bagel
not
Boss.
lying.
Okay, so the first thing that pops up, damn, looks like Bagel Boss died again. Looks like he died again.
Chris Morgan, the Bagel Boss guy, is dead. The death of Chris Morgan, the Bagel Boss guy, is
He had a massive stroke
reportedly...
after he dressed up as the Joker at an open mic. And it says, Tom,
Wait, is that real?
This is probably you. No, I don't think any of it's real. I don't think he's dead.
He had a massive stroke?
He did actually die. He had a stroke.
I don't believe either of you.
Morgan filmed an episode of Dr. Oz 3 weeks before the stroke in which he explained the impact his anger issues had on his health.
He had a stroke, but he's still alive. I don't understand. I'm not seeing him.
Boss guy.
Let's see. I'm gonna look at this video. Wait.
Oh yeah, maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't die. Am I crazy? Maybe he just had a stroke and he's just completely incapacitated.
There's an ex-UFC fighter from Long Island. Yeah. there's an ex-UFC fighter from Long Island that I just literally I can't believe I just stumbled upon him right now because he quit and started doing real estate. His name's Ali Quinta, and he has a video called "Rip Bagel Boss." And I'm just like, what a fucking small world. Like, what are you doing, dude? So some people are saying, hope he finds peace now. He's finally at peace. Rip the king. I just don't see any like real dead.
Yeah. I see
he
what
has
you're
a
saying.
YouTube channel. Where's his YouTube channel? Because
I don't know.
I think it still exists.
Because I remember seeing this news and he had a stroke, and I remember hearing that he died, but that could be just like an assumption. Either way, he's fucked because it's not a good stroke.
The downfall
tangent,
of
by the way.
Bagel Boss guy.
Anyway, the
Didn't
point
have
is,
a
I like how
good
there's
stroke.
I like how there's a video that says the downfall, like as if he's ever had a fucking rise. Like,
yeah. He rose to
did
stardom,
fall, man.
and then like he had like 8 hit albums, and then he was caught in a grocery store like losing his mind, and then like
Yeah.
everything fell apart from there.
Just going berserk in a grocery store. Like,
That's
to the
so
point
funny.
that people were
The
like, please
downfall.
calm down.
Yeah, that's weird. I remember him. It's weird that there's no concrete answer to this.
Yeah, this is actually
Because
kind of annoying.
I really do remember seeing like a whole thing about him dying, and because I thought like that's so fucking. I didn't think, oh, that's so funny, but I did laugh. Bagel.
Yeah, I
Bagel
don't
Boss.
see that he's like. Yeah, let's look at the news that is. I'm gonna see if there's like recent news. Because I mean, he
Chris
had a
Morgan.
whole ass YouTube channel, so I feel
Yeah.
like there should be some stuff.
I felt bad for him because I feel like he just went through his life just being small and pushed around for being small, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
the weird thing
But
is
still, it's still fucking crazy.
The problem is because I've known some pretty short fucking people in my life, like shorter than me, like a lot shorter, and like just kind of owning it and being fun. People kind of like backed off, and I guess he grew up in. I mean, I don't know what Long Island's like. The people seem pretty
Long Island
insufferable to
sucks.
me. So
Yeah, Long Island's
Long Island's
the worst place.
either it's insane or it's really rich assholes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a good place. But yeah. Anyway,
I
that would have
found
been an
a-
interesting fight. Bagel
Video
Boss
of
guy
him
Fucking
versus,
tiny
versus
loser, you
Rihanna.
fucking loser.
Bagel Boss
Bagel
versus
Boss guy
Rihanna.
versus Rihanna.
That'll be a fight.
I'd watch that.
I'd watch it
I
too.
think Rihanna would beat his ass.
I think Rihanna
so,
would
too.
fucking crush him. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
That's,
I'm happy
the, that's
for
the
Rihanna.
thing
She
too.
got her-
That's
she
the
got
thing
her-
too to take into account, right? Where it's like Chris Brown's like 6'1", she's like 5'7". I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Just comes across as like, look, if
You don't do
if
what
I'm
he
dating
did.
somebody who's 6'1" and they start beating me up, I'm swinging. Okay, like make no mistake. All right, I'm in. That's a Black Widow situation for me. But I don't know. It just seems weird to me that
he
Chris
should not
Brown
have
would
put his
go
hands
on a podcast to talk about it so late after the fact.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you definitely have to deal with shit like that. You know, like that ruined his life.
For a while.
No,
I mean,
in general,
he ruined his life.
He was
In
the
general,
number one
he's
artist on the planet at that
completely
time,
fine
bro.
now. That's
He
not-
was like meteoric at that time.
That
Yeah, but
didn't
he would
ruin his
also-
life.
He would also
did.
be right back on top if he was releasing some fucking bangers. He's just not.
I mean, he released when he got out. I'm not gonna lie. That album he released when he got out it's a good
You
album.
guys love
man.
the worst. You love the worst people.
It was a good album, bro.
O.J. Simpson, Chris Brown, all these just
argue me all you want.
psychopaths.
That
O.J.
was
Simpson
a
had a
good
good
album.
album.
I don't know. I
With
don't
Beautiful
like
People?
Chris Brown at all.
That was a good album, and I was just like, "Dang, this is a pretty good album." But you
Chris
still
Brown's-
beat the
Chris
flaming
Brown's
fuck out
music
of
to
it.
me-
I was always team. I was team Neo.
Yeah, you're like Lily. Lily's a
Neo's
really
just
big fan of
better.
Neo.
Like, and he's just
He's a
not
better
better
singer.
looking.
No,
He's just a better
Hey,
songwriter. He's a good producer. He's really
he's
good.
a fantastic producer. That
Right.
is 100% true. He's an
He's
amazing,
bald
amazing
as shit,
producer.
but I only make fun of him because he tries to hide it. Otherwise, I don't care if people are bald. It's like Tim Pool, right? I wouldn't give
I
a
care if
shit
people
if
are bald.
he
I care.
just owned it.
I care a lot.
people that hide it at all, fucking like, you know, they have to hide it. Like, fuck those people. That's how Neil was.
A great producer.
You could never catch that nigga without a hat on until he had that mug shot, and I'm like, you bald bitch.
So confusing. Like, you're
Fuck
already
you,
if you're at that level. If you're at that level, why not just like if you're at that level and you're hiding it, why not just like get it fixed? Like, you could just get it fixed.
Oh yeah,
at this
like
point.
they have tens of millions of dollars. They can easily, like, Neil with his production, with the producing, he made a shitload of money just being a producer. He could have easily just what are they called, plugs? I've seen so many people do hair plugs, and sometimes I don't understand. Like, say LeBron James is one of the richest people in America, and his hairline is barely fine because, you know, he would have been bald as shit. But it's still, I'm like, I don't understand. He has all the money in the fucking world.
Well, he
How
just
is his
doesn't
hair
care,
not
probably.
perfect?
Well, he doesn't
I think
care.
he does, though. He used to wear a bandana and move it as his hair was receding. He would move it back more and more. It was to the point where people were making memes like that shit's gonna be on the top of his fucking head and like a chin strap.
I think the whole hairline thing is just weird because LeBron tried. He tried to fix his hairline.
But like,
you know,
how did I'm saying with the amount of money he has, how did he not fix it? That's not like, is this?
I feel like those things aren't 100% assured because
I've seen amazing hair plugs.
I've seen We've all seen Tom Brady. We've seen Tom Brady fix it.
Joel McHale, is that his name?
Joel McHale. Yeah, Joel McHale.
Perfect example. That motherfucker was balding, and then Community. I'm like, oh, he looks fucking great.
It's really jarring.
Joel
It's actually
McHale
like
again?
Joel McHale is Jeff Winger from Community.
Oh, Jeff, he was balding?
Yeah.
Dude, if you watch Spider-Man 2. Literally, watch Spider-Man 2. He's the banker in Spider-Man 2, and he's bald as hell in that. Like, he is bald in that movie.
That's crazy.
Like, straight up.
It's just weird. Like, I see it work. It's almost like it depends on how your hair takes it, because Joe Rogan tried the same thing, and it didn't work, I guess. He tried to do hair a long time ago.
Because his fucking bloodstream is full of bull semen or whatever the fuck. He's taking all those weird supplements, screwing up his fucking biochemistry.
Yeah,
but
dude, his head's gotten like 3 times as big. So happens when you take HGH.
I love him and Bill Burr. I love Bill Burr going on there and Joe Rogan trying to like.
Bill Burr is great, man. He's
you wore the mask. He was like, Joe, shut the fuck up. He was like, shut the fuck up, Joe.
That's
like.
One of my
both
favorite
not
moments.
educated in this. Like, just shut the fuck. I was so
one of my favorite.
Completely dismissed him, dude.
Dude, when he says my favorite moment, because he's like, oh man, like Joe was saying like, oh, you guys are such pussies that wear masks or whatever, and then he's like, oh, you're such a tough guy with your open nose and throat, and it's like the funny, like it was the funny because the idea of just not wearing one makes you something like, oh, you're not a pussy now, like, oh, you're open nose and throat, you're so tough, and I was like, that was great. It
wouldn't work on you, Joe. Your knuckles already dragged across the floor. It wouldn't work on you, Joe.
That's such a great clip. He just roasted the shit out of him.
It is a great clip, yeah. Man. Speaking of
so
insecure celebrities,
rest in peace, Bill Burr.
Rest in peace. Wait, what? Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Did you guys
he
see
met a black woman? He's done.
Him
Yeah,
and Dr.
dead.
Drew got into a car accident.
I do want to ask before we move on to questions, because we missed a lot. There's a lot of stuff that actually happened that I think is kind of interesting. Do you guys know of a comedian by the name of Matt Rife?
Yeah, I
just learned about him like a week ago, actually.
Yeah,
I know about him from Wild 'N Out a little while ago.
I've known about him for a while because his TikTok his videos would come across my TikTok algorithm because I was watching a lot of stand up.
TikTok. I hadn't seen any of them. You know, you were watching stand up on TikTok. Gotcha.
I watch a lot of stand up. Like my algorithm on TikTok just feeds me a lot of stand up clips, which is great because I love that.
Gotcha.
But Matt Rife shows up, and every time it's just like crowd work, and it's like really kind of boring. Like he's kind of got this reputation of being like, oh, you're successful because you're attractive, and like women have kind of propelled you into the forefront of the zeitgeist.
Your girlfriend's
because, like,
favorite comedian.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's like, oh, look how pretty he is, and so he came up with his Netflix special, and it's just not good because it's no crowd work and it's just material, and he's just not good at doing material. But he's also like, I guess he got some plastic surgery because he was like super insecure, and there was this thing where like this doctor, which I'm pretty sure is like illegal, but he heavily this surgeon makes like this TikTok video where he's dancing or something, or it's like something where, and the caption is, when you create the best jawline you've ever created, and the patient immediately gets canceled. And it's clearly like all the comments are like it's very clearly Matt Rife, and Matt Rife even commented like something like it's illegal to
oh, that's maybe some type of HIPAA thing.
Yeah, like a HIPAA thing, or he didn't use the word HIPAA or like the acronym, but like he said something along the lines of like it's illegal to patient confidentiality, like whatever the fuck, like this is illegal or whatever, which is crazy because like
the ref get canceled.
Yeah, because so first of all, he's just not I've always thought he was just not funny. So like this is not me jumping on like some bandwagon because his special apparently like. Keep in mind, he was propelled by women into the forefront because women thought he was attractive. He was like, everybody was in his comments and boosting him, and like that's how he got notoriety. Was all these women in his comments.
Because I know
like,
a bunch of comedians that ride for him too. Like a bunch of I know, like for me personally,
comedians are also like weirdly. Comedians are loyal. In that way, in some way.
I know Burr rides for him. I know
that's together kind of thing.
What you call it does. There's that gross nigga that's called himself the Machine, whatever his name is. That fucking
Burt Kreischer. That
Burt
piece
Kreischer,
of shit,
yeah.
There's him. There's the Asian guy and his friend and Bad Friends.
Yeah,
Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
And Andrew Santino.
Yeah, and I've heard them ride for him.
Right.
I don't think he's terrible.
Well, here's the thing. It's a situation where like he's not very funny, but people were there were people dismissing him because he was attractive, right? Because he's like, and that was I think that was the angle that they were going for, more like where it's like, hey, listen, man, this guy's been working in the clubs for a long time. Like, he's not coming out of nowhere, and he's not just like having success kind of handed off to him just because he's attractive. He's been working at this for a really, really long time, and that is the statement that a lot of comedians have, or like where a lot of comedians are coming from, where it's like, no, it's not cool to pretend like he just came out of nowhere. He's been doing this for like 10 years. So like, that's fucked up. It's not just because he's attractive, but it absolutely also is because he's attractive. Like, he definitely is as popular as he is because he's conventionally attractive. He'd probably still be relatively famous, but like it would be a very different situation. And so you have this audience of women who are like, yeah, dude. And then his Netflix special comes out, and it's just very guy-centric jokes. And it's like, he jokes about like domestic violence. He's like, oh, well, you wouldn't have a black eye if you were just in the kitchen and stuff like that. And it's like, I watched some of it, and it's just kind of like, I love edgy comedians, right? But like, it's just so, it felt, you know what it felt like? It felt like a desperate attempt to like, no, I'm not like a girls comedian. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like a really desperate attempt to be like, no, I'm fucking cool. I'm a a guy's guy. Look at my crazy jawline. Look at how masculine I am now.
Yeah.
It really came across that way,
man. He still looks like a twink.
Yeah. I mean, he looks good. Like, I'm not gonna like complain about it.
He's in great shape, but he's a looking guy. Yeah.
I will say this. The biggest problem I have with it isn't even that the material isn't great or that it's kind of derivative and boring. He laughs after every fucking sentence he says. Like,
yeah.
And
I hate that.
I hate that. There's very few people who I think can do that and get away with it. Like, there's a comedian that I've been listening to a lot lately, Shane Gillis. I think Shane Gillis is funny, but he does that a little bit too. Like, he'll laugh after like a lot of the things that he says.
Is Shane Gillis that guy looks like he has Down syndrome?
Yes.
Yeah. To me, he just looks like a giant
he literally has a bit about that. I think.
Bro, I'm sorry. No shade. No hate them. I've heard someone think he's beautiful.
King said you can't. He literally wrote that. I'm pretty sure. Like, he wrote that exact.
Yeah.
He said he barely dodged it. Is what he said. But he's got some good material. Like, actually, he's like funny, like a genuinely funny dude. Like, he got canceled from Comedy Central. He got canceled, not Comedy Central. He got canceled from. He got fired from Saturday Night Live before he got hired. Like, the day it was announced that he was coming on Saturday Night Live, he got fired immediately because like some podcast clip of his from like 10 years ago came out of him saying like a slur or something. But it was, I don't know, like, but he's a very like, he's one of the more modern like edgy comedians, and he's funny.
Yeah, he's authentic.
So like Right. And so people like coming at Matt Rife, and people are like, they only hate him because he's offensive, and it's like Matt Rife isn't even remotely offensive, dude. It was like Fisher Price offensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people are trying, like Jimmy Carr came out with a special, and same thing. He's such a posh Brit guy, and same deal, same fucking deal. Like trying to be like. These people, what they're trying to do, it's like what a lot of our favorite YouTubers try to do. They try to get canceled. Yeah. They try to get canceled, and they're like, "Oh, I hope I don't get canceled." And then I remember Matt Rife did something like some sort of apology or whatever. Or he said, "If you get offended by this," he sent a link, right? And do you remember what I'm talking
he said,
about?
Here's a link to my apology if you're offended by what I had to say," and it linked to like some site selling special needs helmets. Which to me was funnier than the entire special.
That was actually kind of funny. I was like, that's something that I'd do, but it would probably be way worse than special need helmets. It would have been like Meat Spin.
And look,
you guys remember Meat Spin?
The thing about it,
twirling dick ever, dog.
The thing about it is that like I get the impulse. I get it because when you're making video, like there have been so many people who've come to me over the years who've been like, who've told me like my videos were like offensive or whatever. And it's frustrating. It's annoying, especially when you're not setting out to do that. You're just trying to make people laugh. And most of the people who are like digesting it enjoy it. And so like you just have these like random people kind of coming in from the outside complain. I get the impulse to kind of double down or not to care. But I do think at the same time, it's like, there's a difference between doing an edgy joke and just being like kind of lazy. Like it's very easy. I think what pulled me out of it or what got me less interested in that stuff was just how easy it was and how easy I noticed it being for so many other people, where it's just like, oh, you don't even have to really construct a joke or write anything funny. You just kind of, if you just say something shocking, people will respond to it as if it's like really brilliant. And that's, I resent that because it's like really boring and bland and lame. It just like lowers the ceiling. Or like lowers the expectations of everybody else when like that's considered like, oh, well, you offended somebody, so you're funny, and it's like, no, you can be funny and offend people, but like those are distinctly different.
No, 100%. There's actually I would say one of the reasons why I like the Come Town podcast so much is they weren't saying, particularly Nick Mullen, he wasn't saying things to be offensive. He was just saying what popped in his head, and it happened to be very offensive. And like one of the funniest things, like there's a Simpsons supercut of Come Town, and they're making fun of the punching bag, Adam Friedland. They're making fun of him saying his dick is small, this. All the Simpsons characters are saying his dick is small and all this shit. They're comparing it to like Bart's penis, but then it went to your dick is smaller than Maggie's clit or something. So like obviously that's getting into like really.
That's crazy.
And then it got to the point where doing a Barney impression, and like Adam's walking in the room and it's like, hey, is that Maggie's pussy? And it's the implications of Barney Gumble knowing what Maggie's pussy looks like. It's one of the funniest fucking things I ever heard of. But like, it's not like they're like, oh man, what is the most edgiest thing I can think of? It was just the stupidest thing they can think of off the top of their head. And when you think about it, like, I remember seeing a comment on that video I was watching, and it's like, this is one episode that I could never let my coworkers hear because they just won't understand what they're listening to. And that's the type of shit that like, it's fun.
I've definitely, as someone else, like I was a big fan of comedy before. I actually really am starting to lose a lot of my love for comedians. Bill Burr will always be someone I respect heavily.
Absolutely,
Bill Burr. But in general, as comedians, I don't know. I say horrible shit a lot, right? A lot. I say horrible things a lot, and I make a lot of jokes, but I also aim my jokes towards people that are like, like I'm not going to outwardly try to offend someone of particular groups. And though a lot of people don't see the problem with that, I think a lot of things can be hurtful to other people. So I try, like, when I watch comedians that are like, I'm just saying what I think, and I'm just trying to voice how I feel. And there's a bunch of nigga comedians that say that now too, which makes me feel even more terrible. And I'm just like, I just disconnect with them. Where I'm like, dude, time and place. That's where my brain is really getting into. It's like, it's a time and place,
so much of it is
I understand you have some beliefs that are offensive.
I think a lot of it is just so ill. a lot of it is just like not well constructed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, there's I think actually, like, Dave Chappelle is kind of guilty of this too, but like at the same time, he's also like the best, like one of the better examples of it too, because he's done really, really great shit with like a really, really offensive shit, and he's also kind of phoned it in a couple times, I think. And I say that as somebody who like really likes Dave Chappelle. He's like probably top 5 comedians to me. But like
I can watch Dave Chappelle shit and I can think it's funny, but I also think it's extremely offensive at the same time. Where like I'm watching it and I'm hearing what he's saying, and I laughed when I watched it, and I'm like, you are being extremely disrespectful, Dave.
Well, is it funnier?
Unbelievably so. Like
the question is it funnier than it is offensive, or is it? Is it offensive?
Think that validates much.
I think that totally validates, because that's all comedy is supposed to be. It's supposed to be funnier than it is offensive, like 1,000,000%. It can be offensive to get to the point of being funny, but like it still needs to be so funny that it doesn't matter that it's offensive, because everybody kind of gets it. Everybody's in on the joke. I think Sticks and Stones was like, which was one of I think the
second one.
I think 2 specials ago from Chappelle. That shit was hysterical. That was like one of the best. That's one of my favorite ones of his, personally, when he's talking about like the Michael Jackson kid.
I think that's funny.
You imagine what it's like going to school after that shit. It's like, how was your weekend? How was my weekend?
Oh yeah,
Michael Jackson sucked my dick. Like that. It is
how I feel
blatantly
inside.
offensive.
That Asian joke killed me, bro. When he was like, "This is how I feel inside," it killed me. I laughed for a bunch.
It is,
but then it
is no. But hold on, it is offensive, but it is funny. It's just objectively funny. And then like the 2 that he came out afterwards were just kind of like, they didn't offend me. I don't get offended by anything, but like they weren't as tightly constructed as like Sticks and Stones were, or they didn't have like the punches that Sticks and Stones had, where it's like, oh, like you're supposed to wade into the way I feel about it is like you're almost like wading into trash and like kind of like getting yourself really, really filthy in the hopes that you pull out something really, really amazing out of the garbage, right? And pulling something out of the garbage that's worth it justifies how dirty you get. That's kind of how I think about like offensive jokes in general. It's like you can wade in that stuff and you can get really filthy. You could get really, really like enveloped in that shit. But as long as you pull something out at the end that justifies why you even dove in there in the first place, I think it's okay. And the problem is that a lot of people aren't willing to eat. A lot of people are just waiting around on the surface and getting dirty and pretending like, hey, look at me, I'm doing work. But you're just kind of just saying shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense, but like that's how I think about it.
It does make sense, and like there is first and foremost, I when it comes to a comedy setting, I think it's always the right place. I really think a lot of people just need to. Not enough people practice the like, if you don't like it, don't listen or whatever.
100%. That is true too. Yeah,
you can.
I agree,
because that's kind of just nuts to me. I wish people really would do that. It's like I always say sometimes, if someone's criticizing my show, I'm like, why are you still here? I don't understand. If you don't like this, don't waste your energy. Like, go listen to stuff that you enjoy. I truly believe you should do that. So that's how. And I silently, like, say Joe Rogan was a big example where when he went insane and moved to Texas and everything, I'm just like, well, this ain't for me anymore. Hell of a run, you know. And it's not like I need to come on and go at Joe or try to be like, right, you fucking like, fuck, I don't care. It's just not for me anymore. You can do whatever wacky shit you want to do now. And that's how I want, our show to be ran, because like every once in a while there would be a message or something about like, hey, how about this? Or like a suggestion about something that was maybe a little borderline offensive, or maybe like trigger warnings or something like that. And it's like, I understand where these people are coming from, but it's like, this is the wrong show. It's just the wrong show. Like, this is not, it's not, that's if you run into that too many times, it's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, you're not going to have a good time because this is just off the cuff, right? This is just what we're doing.
I agree.
Yeah.
For me, it's weird because I'm simultaneously a bleeding heart and also someone that is willing to say horrible shit. And I laugh at bad fuck shit. So I just in a very middle ground where I'm like,
but why do you laugh? Why do you laugh?
I laugh because I cannot believe it. I don't
Exactly.
laugh because I think it's
Right.
funny.
Exactly.
I laugh
No, exactly.
because
No.
Exactly.
You
the
do think
shit
it's
is-
funny. No, Kingston, you do think it's funny.
No. I don't think it's funny. I'm shocked.
Well,
I'm in disbelief.
It's
Kingston,
funny
you're
because
laughing.
of how
I don't
crazy
think it's
it is.
funny. I'm
It's
not
funny because how crazy it is.
Like when it's funny. Yes, exactly. It's funny because outrageousness. Like someone like right now, right? Me and Chris are making this joke that Derek just heard us. We just said Vajigro. That is so stupid. But the idea of someone changing that little bit of Vegeta's name into that, and it's just a black character now with a monkey's tail and nappy hair trying to fight Goku on Earth. That shit is just like, who the fuck would make that? That's funny to me. It's not funny because of the racial undertone. It's funny because of the fact that so little was changed about it and how much it
But it's still
altered
funny.
this character.
That's what I'm saying is like the absurdity of it is what makes it funny. Like the absurdity that someone
the
would
absurd nature.
even the idea that the idea that someone would even say that in the first place, that would even cross somebody's mind, and then the image that it conjures is funny. Like it's just
Yes.
objective. It's
That's
just
absurd.
funny.
That's what's funny.
But
So there's a Oh, go ahead.
So
No,
like
no,
people
yeah,
getting
you
hurt isn't funny, right? But like someone getting hurt and like a guy, people getting hurt isn't funny. But I just sent a video in the chat, Derek. I don't know if you watched it. It's in the chat right now.
I didn't
no,
see
it isn't.
If you click on it right now, what's funny is the situation and the story that leads to where that is.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
this
video
is
of a
another
guy-
example. This is another example of Kingston being a sociopath. Because it's just a video of a guy falling to his death, and he's laughing at
He's
it.
not falling, it's
like,
someone falling out the sky. It's someone falling out the sky, and I'm like, what happened here?
That's crazy.
And I think he has a briefcase too. Like, what was he doing? Was he on a work trip and he just didn't want to go to the next trip? Like,
Right.
that's what's funny. It's not funny that the guy is probably gone. May he rest
but
in
it
peace.
is. But what I'm saying is there is comedy there. Like there is a
comedy there,
funny.
yeah, right?
There is. I'll put
Guys.
it, there is a funniest of everything. I think.
Guys, I think the testament to everything we're saying is every fucking year when 9/11 rolls around, you see some wild shit that will make you laugh. You see somebody's
Bro.
posting something fucking stupid. Like when I saw the GIF of Will Smith dancing, stomping the towers
stomping the
down.
towers.
That shit, like, that was it for me. I was like, okay, this is. How could you not laugh at this? It's so fucking absurd.
The crazy one for me was my friend Amin made one where Sonic is grinding the rails away from the world just as they're falling because Sonic thinks it's a set piece. He thinks he's just doing City Escape Part 3. And I'm like, what the this is so ridiculous.
And see, if that event didn't happen, there's no way that joke is funny, right?
Right.
Will
right.
Smith
it's
dancing
not
on the
funny.
tower, Sonic doing that. There's no way it's funny. It people just be like, I don't get it, right? If nothing happened, like we just did on the Empire
Right.
State Building or some shit, you'd be like, okay, what the fuck was that? So
Yeah,
But for
You
for
need-
me, when it comes to these groups that are being hurt or being offended by these words, that's where my heart was like, I'm in a very weird space where I'm like, I
I'll
understand
be
these
honest,
phrases are.
I don't
are
feel that way at all,
offensive.
man. I don't feel that way at all.
And I'm not saying you have to. That's not where I'm going for it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anyone has to. I'm not saying anyone needs to feel
Well,
that
kind of
way.
like you said,
but I-
time and place. Like there are certain settings where you're not going to say some really fucked up stuff, but when it comes to our art, when it comes
the thing is
to
what's happening is that a
comic-
lot
yeah.
of people are starting to push against that. A lot of people want to push against that because of the fact that it's a joke, right? Like the word retard, right? I've started using it more, and I don't like that I use it more. It's because of you guys. You guys say it on here, and I started using it more. I kind of take that. I took the word out of my vocabulary. I just stopped. I was like, I would just say fucking stupid, and I try to say fucking stupid, right? I understand when you guys say it, you have no ill will to people that have special needs or disabled, right?
That's why I'm not
100%.
changing my vocabulary.
That's right, right?
That's
But
exactly
that
why I'm not
word
changing my
does
vocabulary.
offend some of them, right? So where I exist, right?
It doesn't
like
offend retarded people. It offends other people that are advocating for, people who have
more often than not, yes, right? More often than not, you're very right.
Well, first of all, I'm sure some retarded people are offended by it.
like
I'm
what
certainly
level
sure.
of retardation are we talking about?
Some
Well,
people
now
like
we're getting
you
in,
see,
now,
like,
see,
on it,
now
like,
we're
you
getting
see-
into the meat and potatoes of the discussion.
You see, even
Like,
that,
I-
right?
like-
I wouldn't the way you guys referenced it. I understand you guys have no ill will towards it, but I would have never said it like that ever. I would not say that. Other people, some disabled people have problems with it, or people with different needs have problems with it, right? there's nothing wrong with saying it. But what happens is that every now and then I go through. I unfortunately, me being a dumbass bleeding heart, I'm scrolling through whatever I'm scrolling through, and then some person's venting about how that word has completely alienated them, and I'm like, man.
Well, look,
here's the
thing. I and maybe this isn't super smart, right? But I think about life and the world generally a lot from the perspective of, and this is just because of like the influence that this guy had on me, but I think about George Carlin a lot because I feel like he was like very, very smart and just like very, very wise with a lot of the stuff he said and a lot of stuff that he would talk to, and even like some of these documentaries of just him like later in life and just kind of like reflecting on stuff. And I do think it's frustrating how right wing it has, like it's been like kind of contorted into this right wing perspective. The idea of just being direct, blunt, and honest with your language has become, because I feel like when we say stuff like, oh, people with different needs, it's like it's just this like soft language that's kind of getting in the way of just what we're trying to say. You know what I mean? I'm not like advocating for people to, oh yeah, you should be able to run into a supermarket and just shout the N-word at random people with no fucking consequence. It's insane. Right. But at the same time, it's like, you know, what is it about the word retarded that is worse than any of its substitutes? And at a certain point, won't their substitutes just become as bad as retarded, and then we'll have to find something else? It just seems like this really endless loop of keeping people unable to communicate with each other, and that's really what I don't like. I want to be able to be direct with people and be blunt with people. I'm not trying to be offensive, right? I'm not trying to be like, oh, edgy. I'm not trying to like, oh man, I'm telling it how it is. It's just a matter of just like, dude,
you're not wrong.
How many syllables do we have to add to a word to make it okay? Like it's weird.
The scenario of that too, though, like, see, that's why I say, for example, if there was somebody that I perceived as being like mentally disabled and handicapped, whatever you want to say, of course I wouldn't use that type of language around them. That's kind of, is common sense. But in a setting where I'm with my boys, I'm on my fucking podcast or something like that, it's like, no, that's when I can do my thing, and you're entering this space. If you don't like this space, I say, like, no, like, respectfully, just find something that you enjoy. It's not like, you know how people try to say like, oh, fuck off, like you try to be like all edgy or some shit. I'm like, no, I genuinely mean, if there's a fucking video game, it's like that pronoun shit that happened with Starfield. If it really bothers you that badly, just don't fucking play it.
I agree.
Just don't fucking play it. Like, what are you doing? What do you do? Well, how could you even freak out about something like that? So same goes with like people using specific words. If they're using them around you in a public setting or something, I understand that. I really do. I understand, like, sometimes, because my mom's one of those people, and I hate it. If she starts hearing some shit she doesn't like, or she sees something she doesn't like, she interjects, and I'm like, Mom, one day it's gonna get you killed. You stop doing it. Some fucking guy started abusing his pregnant girlfriend, and my mom fucking intervenes, and I'm like, if he's gonna abuse his fucking pregnant girlfriend, what do you think that motherfucker's gonna do to you? He don't give a fuck.
You know what? You're right. You're right. You're right about shit like that, right? But it hurts my heart. My instinct is to get involved, right? That is a really bad, serious thing I had to learn when I was growing up in New York City, right? Because I watch superhero shit and I watch Power Rangers, and I've always, my sister would always say this: so you have like the fucking heart of a hero in this world where heroes should not exist, and it's stupid. She'd always say shit like this to me even when I was tiny. I'd feel bad. Like when other kids would cry, I would go up like, hey, it's okay, and I would try to be friends with them. And it's stupid. It's a pussy. It is absolutely such a pussy reflex to be a kid like that. But it's where that like nature of like some people having that, like, you care about other groups and you want to try to be helpful,
right? But
in your helpful nature, you are at times being reductive to the problems you're not making things better. It's like all the white women that cry about that N-word being used, right? And it's like, dude, shut up. Like, it's not that big of a deal, right?
You know
and
what
I
it
can only
is?
say that for my group because that's the group I'm a part of, you know? Like, sure. I understand that.
You know what it is for me?
Is like,
I think and this might be the same for actually a lot of us. there, I think personally, I guess I'll just speak for me. I'm so in tune with like real atrocities that are going on, and I think stuff like language it's such a non-issue to me personally because of like famine, fucking ethnic cleansing, things that are actually going on that I've been paying attention to since like the fucking Arab Spring, to where I'm so removed of like when I hear like you say it was when that whole when we were talking about third wave feminism and all this stuff and like we can't wear our spaghetti straps in school. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Iran, bitch. Like that's where I kind of at. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Where I'm just like, it's hard for me to actually care about that stuff, even though I get it. It's still important to other people. I get it. I'm just past it, man. Like, I'm like, fuck, like, the world is so fucked. And then, like, I'm hearing people complain about that shit.
Well, dude, even the soft language stuff, just, I think it affects that stuff, too. You know what I mean? There's a lack of bluntness in the way that we talk about real shit that's going on.
That's like, a good point, yeah.
People will be offended at you if you talk about what's going on in Palestine as, like, being a genocide.
Yeah. Even
though that's literally what it is. Like, it's just objective. Like, there's no metric by which you can measure that and not argue that it is clearly a genocide. But what people will say is the conflict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, there's conflict. And it's like, that doesn't tell me fucking anything. And that to me is the same thing as like taking retarded and like changing it to like, mentally challenged or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's like, it comes from the same area of just like, let's numb down the language so we're not really sure about the actual toll of what's happening here. Let's like,
that's a good point.
Obfuscate it. Let's put, soft, let's put pillows on the corners of the table to protect everybody. But it's like, dude, you got to be aware of what the fuck's happening.
Right. It makes it, it makes it so, I've watched a lot of streams and a lot of stuff with like about, everything that's going on. And one thing that is always, it's like, I'm going to keep out the violence, right? Even though a lot of people say, I think you should see it. But obviously because the streaming platforms will be like, nope, you're gone. But it's one of those things that I think about historically. The Vietnam War, when like war was live, like it was being covered live, like for the first time, and the reporters that were actually like showing stuff, it changed the tide of public perception of what war is. And then there was just a major and massive amounts of protest, and that's exactly what we have now. Where some of the stuff that I've seen, I'm just like, I'm be honest, I'm a little numb to it because I've been kind of like, since 2011, I've been really paying attention to a lot of North Africa and Middle Eastern struggles. And look at I'm even saying struggles, but like, it's like, what you know what I mean though. It's one of those things where I'm like, the amount of shit that I've seen, I'm just like, oh my god. And I imagine if most people saw that shit, they couldn't just pretend like it doesn't exist, because it's just like, you can't even describe. You don't even want to describe what you see because you know how horrible it is. So like, but I guess it's necessary though. It is. I'm not gonna do this fucking podcast. Yeah. This is the Snark Tank. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We should move on. Let's get into This has gotten a lot more serious than I thought it would. But I mean, sometimes that happens. I feel like it's a good conversation though.
It was a good fucking healthy discussion with like no. I was gonna say retardation. with nothing stupid happening in between.
Right. There you go, Derek.
One thing I will say,
you're cleaning up your words, Derek.
I'm trying. I'm gonna start wearing a fucking tie and shit.
One thing I will say, start
being more you're gonna look down. It's gonna be studious. Derek is gonna come back up.
Studious Derek. Can I say this one thing before we move on to our questions?
Yeah.
I don't like that at some point in the past, I don't know how many years, maybe 10 years, that I've noticed anyway, toilet paper became bath tissue. I don't like that.
Is that real?
I don't understand. Yeah, that's real. Because I was ordering some on Instacart because I was just like, I got a lot of work to do here. I'm just going to let somebody else do my grocery shopping or whatever. And it said like bath tissue instead of toilet paper. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Is that true?
I think it's been like that for a while, but like, that's just another one. It's like, are we so embarrassed that we can't just admit that this paper... It's like, look, this paper is for the toilet. I'm going to wipe
So is
my
my piss
ass.
now called
We
urine
call it
sauce or
ass,
something like
ass
that?
paper. I want ass paper. Yeah.
I'm gonna make a quick urine sauce.
Urine sauce.
Ew. All right.
It is funny though. Like I feel like I see some people's eyes when they're buying toilet paper. They almost look kind of like shameful. Or I'm like, it's but everybody has it. What do you? I don't get it. it's
What, you're
you
above
need
it? You don't need it? What the fuck? What do you got, a bidet? Fucking freak.
Yeah.
I want to get a bidet.
Oh, I mean, yeah, dude.
I don't want a bidet.
So there is a
They're the future.
there is a the Tushy or whatever that brand is. There's one that's been sitting in my bathroom for over a year. The only reason I won't install it is because then I know, because there's one upstairs and that shit is filthy, bro. Motherfuckers be using that shit. I was like, if I install this shit down here, they're gonna be coming down and using this toilet. And I'm like, I need a pristine throne.
Oh, dude, me too.
It cannot be dirty. It cannot be dirty.
Yeah.
It is wiped down all the time. So just can't do
I
it.
wipe down my toilet unironically every single time I use it.
Every
I'm not
time
even remotely
before,
kidding.
and then I do it after too. I just can't. I'm very anal about that, and that's it. That's really pretty much it.
You need is a toilet that is clean and secluded. That is one of the few things you need as a human.
It's the office, man. It's the throne.
It's the
it's
one
sanctuary.
thing. I whenever Lily tries to walk in on me in a toilet, I get so fucking furious. Because I'm like, this is the only place I have.
You just have your
This is
comics.
the only place that's
dick.
just for me. Get the fuck out. Get
Yeah.
out.
I think
hate
that's
it. I hate it, bro. It makes me
dude.
so
Personally,
angry.
couples who fucking just leave the door open.
Because women just do it. They just do. I don't respect your boundaries. And I'm just like, what are you doing in here? You're like, why are you here? And like, I need to just like, you don't need anything important enough to walk in here right now. Please get out.
Yeah, it's just
shotgun to the
Dude,
face. You leave the door open. Shotgun
I
to the
close
face.
my door and I lock it.
And
You know,
they
like,
come and they jiggling it. Hey, what's going
you're not
on?
coming
You
in
need
here.
something?
You're not coming in here. This is my
no.
time. I have to sit here and think and meditate. I'm not gonna have you fucking interrupting me like that.
You can't break my
Infuriating,
immersion.
bro.
You break my immersion, I'm gonna have a bad day. I'm gonna have a bad fucking day.
Even
So
honestly,
don't get
even
it.
showering with a partner, I don't.
I
kinda hate
when
it,
I'm in the
honestly.
bathroom,
Bro, I can count the
bathroom
amount
is
of
a
times I've done
bastion.
it. That's how little I've done it.
I think I've done it maybe no more than 10 times for sure. Maybe
yeah,
7.
less than 10 too.
Definitely
I would
no
say
more
less than 10.
times. But like that is your solitude. That is
Right,
your
exactly.
that's your
It's
vacation
sanctuary,
home.
man. That is
That's your
fucking
vacation
sanctuary.
home. That is you're there.
It's as close as we're ever
going
gonna get. It's as close as our generation's ever gonna get to a vacation home. So let me fucking
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Let me just chill.
God damn
You know what I
it.
just thought about the other day? Putting my laptop in there so I can like watch stuff like bigger. I just have shit on my phone, and I was like, "Yo, I could bring my laptop in here." It just occurred to me.
Yeah,
I
seriously, I have those fold out dinner tables.
Yeah,
I have one.
Yeah.
I have one specifically for the bathroom,
That's brilliant.
just to watch stuff on. Sometimes I'll type.
That's
Sometimes I'll
fucking-
work in there.
That's brilliant. I've never. Dude,
I feel like
I've
if
been.
I'm on the toilet, I can really get some work done, like writing. Like I'm writing a video right now, and like I feel like of the bathroom,
Dude,
because I feel like I have
ask
so many
artists.
ideas in there. Because I'm so
I do it.
artists,
I-
man.
I'm
Post
not
Malone
even kidding.
writes 90% of his shit while he's taking a shit.
Dude, I'm not even joking. I will sit in a bath for like 3 hours on my phone writing because it's just like
Yeah.
I can't be distracted by anything. I'm there. I almost want what I want to do is kind of almost, I don't know how I would do this really, but like I kind of want to get like some way, like a device that I could use to write stuff in like while I'm in the bath that isn't connected to anything. You know what I mean? So so there's not even like a hint of distraction. Like I can't get a text message. I can't get like an email. I can't like go on YouTube if I want. Just like straight up, just like something
Like
to
some sort
write.
of like laminated tablet or something.
Yeah, like I don't know. Or maybe
Like
I'll
water-
just get like
I mean, like waterproof?
There's
Like
water. I guess there's waterproof notepads. I guess, but like
Yeah,
writing
yeah,
like
yeah.
that is kind of hard. I don't know. I would love that because I get a lot of work done in there. Like sincerely.
Absolutely.
And people are like, "Why is he always in the bath?" Like I've had people call me. It's like, "You're always in the bath." It's like, I'm sorry. It's how I function. Anyway.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
good stuff.
We got some questions to run through.
Oh yeah, let's kill him.
Nostradamus wrote in.
Very
Says,
cool.
"Hey, Crystal Pepsi, Dr. Pibb, and Watermelon Waterhead. What's Waterhead?"
Waterhead?
I feel like that was to me, and I don't like that.
Yeah, wait, what is that? Is that a flavor of? Wait, is that a? Because those are both sodas, but I've never heard of Waterhead.
Watermelon? Head? I don't get it. It must be regional. Must be regional.
Yeah, maybe.
Or
yeah.
just like, only drinking water. Oh, probably like say like you're a metalhead. I'm a this head, so it's just probably waterhead. Like you just drink water. That's what I'm assuming.
I guess it just kind of breaks the rule.
I eat watermelon so much.
It just
kind of breaks the rule of threes here. Like Crystal Pepsi, Dr. Pibb, and Watermelon Waterhead. All right, whatever. Thanks for writing in.
I don't know.
Which act do you think is most heinous and unforgivable? Pissing in the sink, upper deckering, or waffle stomping shit down a shower drain?
Waffle stomping.
Well, definitely
shit down
upper
the shower
deckering.
drain.
No,
What is upper deckering?
Because like that's when you take a shit in the upper deck of your toilet.
Oh,
That is
that's
crazy.
insane. That's insane. No one does that.
Yeah, no, that's the worst.
Frat boys do that. That's a frat
Why?
boy
That's
thing.
an easy question to go by. Yeah, who the fuck does that?
It's there's a band that one of my favorite bands that grew up with the Red Chord. They have a song called, I learned it because they have a song called Upper Decker, and I was like, what the fuck is that? I looked it up. I was like, oh,
That's some chimpanzee shit. You
All
should
right,
be
then.
put to sleep if you do that.
That is fucking insane. Yeah, because like at first I was thinking like, because I just didn't know what upper deckering is. Was like, so to me it's like, I mean, first of all of this is fucking heinous, and if you do any of this, you should be fucking excommunicated from wherever
waffle
you are.
stomping shit
I don't
down
care.
your drain.
That's crazy. But at the
Pissing in
very
your
least,
sink
with,
is the least offensive.
I actually don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like because the sink is so like your toothbrush is there. You know,
Dude,
like
piss is
fucking-
sterile. Piss is sterile.
I guess,
I'll
yeah.
piss down there. It smells a little rank, but then I have my Clorox wipes that are right down. I
guess so.
I can
Yeah.
get away with pissing. I could imagine in my lifetime pissing in a sink at some point because of a wild thing. I would never shit down a drain. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And then
that is crazy.
the upper decker is so crazy. You just ruin the toilet. You just fucking
Yeah, you
ruined
just like
it.
that's. See, to me, what I'm thinking of was like
That's
to me with the
insane.
waffle stomping, right? I'm thinking like
Yeah.
you're in the shower anyway, right? You are permanently clean the whole time, basically. So like, what difference does it make in comparison to the sink, where like that's splashing
Dude,
all over the
it's
mirror?
shit,
You know, like
dude,
it's not.
shit.
It is shit.
shit,
It's not
though.
great. It's bad. I would never fucking in a million years do that. But to me, it's
Just
like
think of it. Okay, would you, if you had to choose between someone pissing in your face or shitting on your face? You know, it's obviously the former.
right.
Like you're,
I
it's
guess
like so.
right, but I guess for me, it's just like, would I rather shit in the shower or shit in the sink? It's like I think the shower.
Oh God. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
the
Oh, that's
shower-
kind of what I'm. That's
But
what
the
I'm. That's what
idea-
I'm. That's
the
what I'm
idea of
talking about.
Waffle stomping is
Yeah,
so
but
barbaric.
those are
That's
so
the thing.
two different. You can't.
I understand they're two different things, but
You have
do you
to
understand
grab
what
the
I'm saying?
shit out of the sink because you can't push it down the little fucking drain.
That's what I mean. It's like, and you're
Imagine
never going to be
someone
cleaning
shitting
up. It's
down
like
a
at the very least
disposal
in the
and turning it
shower.
on.
At the very least in the shower, you are just you are boiling underwater. You know what I mean? Like there's like some semblance of like I feel like, here's why I say this. I feel the most safe handling anything in the shower. Specifically like if I had to hold like toxic waste or something, I feel like if there was any place I would do that, it would be the shower. Because I would just, even if it doesn't make any sense, it would feel safer to me. Because I'm just
I get
constantly
the same.
being
It's like,
cleaned.
it's like the safety under a blanket. I get it. Like you're not actually safe. Someone can gut
Yeah.
you, but
It's like-
you feel
yeah.
secure.
Yeah, the idea
Yeah.
of a
Or
kid
if you're
safety
like-
under
or-
a blanket.
Or the idea of just like sweating anywhere. Like if I'm sweating in the shower, it's like, what the fuck does that matter? You know what I mean? Like versus like sweating on the toilet. It's like, oh my God. Oh, this
Look,
is
man,
rough.
The reason why shit in the shower bothers me so much is because a dirty shower makes me feel unclean.
Oh, 100%.
like-
I totally get that.
So if there's shit, I can't even imagine how filthy. It would probably take a week or two for my shower to finally feel normal again. If I know that there was shit all
The
over
idea
it.
of shitting down the shower and waffle stomping it down is barbaric, though.
It is
It's
barbaric.
some chimpanzee shit.
It's barbaric and it upsets me that there's probably at least 2 listeners, just by pure metrics, that have done it.
Just
That have that have just
The thing to
stomped
me,
their shit.
the thing that sticks out to me about pissing in the sink though is, I'm a short guy, so I would have to like climb a little bit to even do that. So like the
I
idea,
can't reach
You
either.
have to have your knees on the sink and you pissing in the sink.
I
that
can't
is
reach either, so I feel you.
That
feel
is
you.
fucking
I
crazy.
can
Penis
stand
is
over
just
and do
below
it. You'd
most
have
sinks.
to have your knees on the
Yeah.
sink
It's like
and
my
your legs pointing outward and you're pissing in the sink. And I'd be like, bro, you could have just used the toilet. You could have the work you did to do
just
that.
turn
You could
around.
have just used the toilet.
Yeah, my dick is sink level, generally.
Yeah.
But like it's still kind of like, you know, you got to get up and
You
over.
gotta throw it over.
But okay,
Just
but here's
resting?
the question. Here's the question. Pee in the shower? No pee in the shower.
No pee in the shower.
I don't, but if I have to, I'll do it. You know, it doesn't
Yeah,
happen
to me-
regularly.
Try
It
not to,
complete-
but like if you
It
really gotta
completely
hold it.
depends. Like if it was one of those things where, like, if I had the urge to pee after I'm already in the shower, I'm like, I'm not gonna get out.
Right, that's what I'm
gonna
saying,
drip
yeah, yeah.
water all over the fucking place. So it's really like like I said, when I'm
have
talking about
definitely
piss
peed
being
from in the
sterile.
shower into the toilet many a times in my life. I've definitely
I've done that
turned
too.
over
Yeah.
and
I've done. I've
peed
done
in.
that as well. Actually, though honestly, I think I
And,
did
like,
it just.
and you have like
I think I-
you have like a little bit, so you look to catch a little bit of the pee that might dribble out, and you just
no. What
You
you do
caught the pee. You caught the pee.
No.
pour it over a little bit.
you do is like you lean like like this over.
Whole pelvis in the toilet.
That's
I went to a
fucking
party
dangerous.
one time. I went
It's
to a
super
party
dangerous.
one time, and I found a guy with his pants down, passed out in a toilet like that.
That's awesome.
He was lying on the toilet in the tub, and I was like, "What happened to you?"
That's wild.
Did you rob him?
I thought about it. I thought about robbing him. It crossed my mind.
Yeah. So
I was like, "These are just goods to take now."
so
You kind of have to at that
the,
point.
the pee in the shower thing is less like way less egregious. I don't know. I know people who make like a big deal out of it. I guess if you're doing it constantly, that's crazy. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's. I remember I had somebody, and this is a Seinfeld episode too. But like, I had somebody make this argument to be genuine. It's like you can't piss in the shower. You're gonna get all the fucking pipes mixed up. And it's like, if anything,
Excuse
if
me?
I'm showering, yeah, that's what I'm.
Excuse me?
So
You
right,
should've
right,
stuck that
yeah.
person.
Well, first of all,
go ahead.
anything that I wouldn't want. So if I'm showering and everything's coming off of me anyway, right? It's going down into a drain that I wouldn't want anywhere near like my drinking water, even if there was no pee. So the addition of pee to that concoction doesn't really do anything, because to me it's like it's all waste anyway. You know what I mean?
It is. It literally. Look, man, when you're dirty, you're scrubbing off dead skin and bacteria shitting all over you. I mean, like, what
Yeah.
the fuck do you think it is? Like,
I also,
do
to be
people not
fair, like
understand that?
I guess I don't know. People are weird about it. I don't get it. I also,
Yeah.
though, to be fair, am like a really. I wouldn't say I'm a germaphobe because I'm not that level, but I clean a lot, like a lot.
I'm slightly
like I have to like
germophobic.
my bathroom has to be
Slightly.
fucking pristine. I wipe down my
Yeah.
tub. I like bleach it. I do all sorts of shit to my tub, like
Lily makes me
regularly.
clean so much. Lily is absolutely a fucking germaphobe person. And I'm a dude. Like I'm a dude that like had to deal with like really overly cleanly parents when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, I was very more lenient about like making messes. And right now, she's brainwashed me into like, if as soon as people are done eating in the house, I have to clean. Because my brain is just, I don't want to deal with Lily yelling at me or annoying me about it not being cleaned immediately. So as soon as people are done cleaning, I clean. I like the moment.
I mean,
What does
I
she
clean
do?
immediately.
What does she
I clean
do?
my dishes immediately.
Huh?
Does she clean
no,
them?
I'm like the moment people are done eating, I will clean where they sat. I'll clean the
Oh.
dishes and I'll dry everything. And so I just don't have to hear her be like, we have to clean now. And I'm like, I want to relax. Because there's nothing, my trigger is when I sit down to relax and you pull me up from relaxing. It annoys the fuck out of me.
Look, man,
It
I'm a
really
grown
Yeah, it's
ass
the same
male.
thing with
I've
me.
earned my adulthood. I will do things when I'm damn well fucking ready to do it. Like, that is, I am not a
Lucky
child
you,
anymore.
bro.
That was literally
Lucky
what
you.
I had to go through when I was a fucking child.
I-
Where
it's
they don't
lucky
care.
you, bro.
Oh, I'm playing
This
a
shit-
game. You're playing an online game that can't fucking pause. I don't give a fuck. Go do this.
That I'm just like, I can't do it now. Give me a second.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So,
but
I'm
the
a fucking-
nagging for me is the nagging.
I understand
I
the
can't
nagging.
deal with it.
Bro, well,
I can't deal with it.
God bless you. God bless you, because
married people.
Yeah, I can't. I don't look at, man. The only time Jojo just bought something recently. It's a sandwich press thing. It's pretty cool. It looks like a George Foreman grill, but it's designed for sandwiches, right?
Is this like a panini press?
Yeah, it's like that basically.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
dope.
and I was like, oh, cool and stuff. And then I used it. You know, I was sitting down. She was like, "Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you pack it up? She didn't want me to leave it out." And I was like, "Yeah." And then she texted me a few minutes later, like, "No, I meant like now, not later." And then I was just like, "Okay, nigga, I cleaned it." I was like, "I'm never using this thing again." I am never
I totally understand that. I love that. I totally understand that reaction
thing.
where it's like,
Or
the
for me,
here's this cool thing.
Like
here's this cool
right?
thing. Use it, and then it's like, oh, now it's an obligation. This thing.
Yeah, I was like,
I
nope.
have the same thing. It's the same thing with like my George Foreman grill was the same thing, where it's like I was like, I'm not using this thing ever again. I used it once, and then like just cleaning it was such a hassle. I was like, I'm not doing this. Like fuck this.
Yeah, it sucked all the like convenience
That's me
out
with
of
my
it.
blender
Like,
sometimes. Like I love using my blender. I love making smoothies, but I make the smoothies. Like, hey, can you clean? Because for me personally, my instinct is that when I'm done cooking, I like to clean while I'm cooking or right after I'm done.
Me too. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that makes food worse technically because you don't eat it while it's like really hot.
You don't eat it perfect. Yeah.
I eat it when it's like already cool because I'm like washing my hands. You know, I'm like doing all my stuff. But for things like for Lillian, when she cooks, she's like, I want to eat first. For me, I'm like, when I cook, like, yo, you got to clean this right now. Because that means you're going to forget to clean it, and then I'm going to have to do dishes, and I'm going to have to clean it.
Well, what
clean
I
it
do
now.
What
clean
I do
it
as
now. And she gets so mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you don't clean this right now, I'll put it in the fucking bed wet. I will do
That's
that.
crazy.
I will do that. I will go
You guys
that
are
far.
toxic.
I will go that far.
You guys have
That might be abuse. That might be an abusive
You
thing
guys
to
are
do.
fucked up.
But she doesn't do it now. I taught her. I taught her how to not do it.
It's all
Good girl.
domestication. The
Yeah,
I don't know,
Now
man.
you're
Like I
listening,
guess
aren't you?
I guess for me
But
as like
everybody's here. You want to listen?
as like a single guy, I just sort of like I never have enough dishes. You know what I mean? To like they don't pile up. Unless I'm seeing somebody and they're here all the time, that doesn't happen because like I immediately clean my stuff when I'm done, or like just straight up like today I made eggs in like a pan or whatever. I just ate it out of the pan. You know what I mean? Like what am I gonna dirty a dish?
Yeah,
for?
like,
Like,
that's
fucking-
fine. That's
Well,
I don't get
that
people
is-
don't do that.
That is I would say that is totally bachelor shit because it's that's not I wouldn't say it's abnormal, I guess. I don't know what word I want to use because
It's odd.
it's
it
odd.
weird?
It is odd.
But I
Well,
understand.
here's
That
my
makes
thing.
sense.
I don't like cooking a lot, so I heavily advocate other than big meals when there's like let's do the pastas or whatever the fuck, paper plates and plastic utensils.
Paper plates, plastic utensils are what gives me. I'm cooking today. I'm cooking right. I'm cooking tonight because I want to my meal prep for the week. So I'm cooking tonight. I'm gonna make a lot of rice. I'm gonna make a lot of vegetables, and I'm gonna make a lot of pan grilled chicken. Right. That's what I'm making for myself tonight. If I had plastic pots and pans, I swear to God, I'd use them somehow. If I can figure it out, if I can somehow tweak it so that can work, I would do it because I don't have a problem doing dishes because you start doing dishes right and you realize that like it's not that. Especially if you don't live in a big group of people, right? It's really not that many, you know.
Yeah.
Not that many. It's like me and my girlfriend, you know. Every now and then Chris comes over, he might eat, or like my friend Ben or Amina, they might come over and they might eat.
No, but even when I come over,
35 dishes.
Even when I come over to people's places, I rinse my shit like immediately.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like 35
I don't-
dishes. You know, it's like an extra utensil or two, a plate and maybe a spoon. But I hate being told to do the dishes. That's what bothers me. It's being told to do it. Because I'm doing a goddamn.
I'm pretty lenient where it's like
doing when I want to make them.
they shouldn't be in the sink for more than 24 hours. I'm pretty lenient. I'm lenient where sometimes projects, something happens, you'll be like, fuck, I gotta go to sleep and I gotta go to work or whatever the thing is. But like I say 24, it can't sit for an entire fucking day where it's like, bro, 24 hours have passed by. You had time to do the thing. So it's more of a just,
I can't.
Now,
I can't.
I live
I've
with
definitely
people-
had
24.
I've definitely had like a
savages,
pot.
bro.
Anymore.
I've definitely had like a pot like soaking for at least like 2 days before. I've definitely had that. But
I've definitely done it before. I could not imagine doing that now anymore. Like even at like other people's places, I couldn't imagine doing that now. I feel like I would have a panic attack.
I mean, it's a good habit. It's good. It's good that
Because
you're
I
that
would be
way.
getting
But
nagged from the ethereal plane. And I'm like, I can't do this. And I would get up and I would go and I would just clean it. They'd find me in the dark in their kitchen cleaning it. Like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm to have to. She won't stop. And I'll just keep cleaning it.
anyway, don't stomp your shit down the drain, please.
Don't
Yeah,
double.
please.
Don't. What is it called? Double decker is what it's called.
upper decker.
Yeah, don't upper decker. That's fucking so.
I've actually
horrible.
I can't believe I've never
savagery.
heard of that before. Like straight up.
Because you're not an animal. That's why.
Yeah, you're not some fucking frat boy that likes to like, stick fingers in your boys' asses and say it's a joke and all that shit.
You don't butt fuck your friend to say I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Dude, it is so weird
Dude.
how gay that shit is. Like actually.
It's gayer than like most gay relationships, I think. Like the type of shit
Yeah.
that they would do to each other.
No, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Because at least a gay relationship is based on a foundation of like love and trust. This is just literally sucking, fucking, and like sticking fingers up asses for no reason. It's insane.
Just slow.
Anyway.
just
So
slow
crazy.
stroking your boy. And you're like, what are you doing,
Slow
dude? What are
part
you
of the-
doing, bro?
Oh, God.
I need to do it to get in.
in.
Lamau, I made you come on my
Just-
fucking chin. LOL.
You're fucking
LOL.
loser.
Lamau,
You came
Lamau,
to
you
it.
had an anal orgasm from me fucking you, and it's like, what?
Haha, I got you.
You just
You're-
gave your
my-
buddy some pipe, and you're like making fun of him.
I got you really drunk, and then I took a picture of your fucking penis while you were asleep, and then now it's the background of my phone all the time. Ha ha, joke's on you.
Isn't it funny? Look, this picture
I had a
of
friend
Greg's
like
dick.
that, man. I had a friend like that. He's like, like, I forgot what joke he did, but he just put it was a cell phone picture. It was a picture on his cell phone, the flip phone, at the angle where it's down, so you can see like his torso and his penis. Like his penis is like really superimposed, but then you can see his torso. And so he said something to get you to look at his phone. I can't remember what it was, but he thought it was so funny. And I'm like, why is showing your dick to people so fucking funny, dude? It's like, why he was such a frat boy for no reason. None
I
of us
could
were
never-
doing
like,
that
I
but
hated-
him.
I hated frat boys.
Like,
I
it's-
just didn't-
idea.
Look, if you have a massive penis, I get it. You're just showing off or something. But that nigga was 5'2". His penis was appropriate for his size. So it's like, what are you even doing?
I don't know, man. You should see that fucking alien guy, that fucking baby alien. What's his name? What's that?
Does he have a
weird
giant
guy's
dick?
name? It's fucking crazy.
Does Baby Alien have a giant penis?
Dude, size is like, it's really disturbing how deceptive that is. Where it's like, it's weird to me that somebody who's 4'2" can have like an 8-inch dick. Like, it makes no sense to me.
Right. And then, like, there's that Reddit
Which means, because you have to
page.
imagine then that there's like, dude, there's probably like 6'3" people with like,
Yeah, dude, there's a Reddit
fucking
page
micro penises.
of like
That's so sad.
tall dudes complaining about being like 6'5" and having an average sized penis, which looks like a baby dick on their body.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that sucks.
like that sucks ass.
I have to go to that Reddit. That sounds so funny. Kingston, your microphone is off. Wrote in.
Mike is off? You sure?
No, that's his name. That's his name. Don't worry. Can't believe
Oh,
you.
that's such a stupid fucking name. He got me.
Yeah.
He got me. God damn. You son
got
of a
got.
bitch.
Retard. Ignore my other question.
Retard.
The impulsive thoughts won. Ignore my question.
man.
My other question, if it's in this thread, what are some music covers that clear the original song, in your opinion? Donny Hathaway's version of "Jealous Guy" is so much better than anything the Beatles ever made. John Lennon had it coming. Thanks again
Damn.
for
Holy shit. Okay.
I
Thanks
mean, we
again for
did
your-
mention
your writing.
Easy. I got one I can
"Always
name
Loved
easy
You."
right now.
We mentioned Whitney Houston.
Look,
I mentioned that because
that is the most true one, right? That's like
Yeah,
obviously
for
it's
sure.
better. There's
'Cause I
one
didn't-
Black Sheep by what you call it from Scott Pilgrim by
Oh,
Carol Danvers.
No, I don't think it's better, but like, yeah.
I 100% think it's better. 2,000,000% think it's better.
That's crazy, but God bless.
She just sings it better. She sounds better.
I disagree. I think she sounds way more produced for sure, but like I don't think that makes it better. I don't think it clears it. I'll put it that way. I think it's fine. I think it's good, but I don't think it clears the original Black Sheep.
Every Luther Vandross song, because pretty much everything Luther Vandross sang was a cover. He didn't make any of his music, which is insane, and that makes me feel so sad.
It's genius,
and like,
man.
If my grandma wasn't sick and like near the abyss, telling that to her would kill her. Like, I went to my grandma and I was like, Grandma, you know every song Luther Vandross sang was a cover? She'd be like, huh? And boop. she'd disappear. She'd be like, que no, and then she would die.
I think
it's a hot take, but I listened to the original, not the original. I listened to Disturbed's version of The Sound of Silence so many times to prepare for my Sus cover that I actually feel like I enjoy that version of it more than the original now, which I used to always be like, nah, I really like the moodiness. It wasn't too dark. It was like, but I don't know, for some reason, it's weird. It's almost like it's just infected me in a way that I'm not completely, I don't know how to feel about it. It kind of makes me a little sad. Because I think Seaman and Garfunkel, you know, they're the men. They're the men, I guess.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've come to talk.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
to talk to you.
There's some obvious ones. There's some obvious ones that I think come to mind whenever I think of this specific idea or this premise. But like,
Gambino did a cover of what did he do a cover of? It was a good song.
I'm glad you interrupted me for this.
Let me think. I thought I was speaking lower than I was. My apologies. I thought I was thinking.
I thought you were at least gonna like remember what it is you were saying. But so, Mad World by Gary Jules, I think, is probably
that's a good one. That's a very good one.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's the one that comes. I love Tears for Fears. I actually like that original one too for like a different reason. But like, there's unquestionably like that Gary Jules Mad World is really fucking special. And just
you're totally right.
It's totally. I don't know if it's because of it's associated with Gears of War in my head or not, but like I'm sure that plays some kind of part of it. But it is just really cool. I think "Hurt" by Johnny Cash is another one where like 9 Inch Nails. I like 9 Inch Nails, but like
the fact that Johnny Cash covered that song is crazy.
Yeah, so he that was when he was working with I think he might have been working with Rick Rubin, if I remember correctly, that got him to, start looking into more of hipper stuff. Because Rick Rubin was obviously a Def Jam founder and stuff, so he's always been like in tune with shit. Like, I mean, that's one of the weirdest niggas on the planet Earth, but I mean, he's produced some of the dopest albums out there. So, what are you gonna do? And I could be totally wrong.
Last one before I forget.
Yeah,
Black Magic Woman.
Who's the original?
Fleetwood Mac.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that for the longest fucking time. I thought for sure that was like
talking about
Santana.
Black Magic Woman by Santana. That's a cover of Fleetwood Mac.
I thought that. I never knew that. That's hilarious.
Isn't that crazy?
It makes me feel like Santana's a lie.
Yeah, kind of, right? I learned that this year, dude. Like, I learned that, like, I think, like, a few months ago. Because I was, like, looking up... like, it came on, like, by Spotify radio. And I was like, this isn't Santana. What the fuck? And I looked at it, and it was fucking Fleetwood Mac. And it was from, like, way fucking long ago.
That's not Santana's song? What? Huh?
Yeah.
That's weird.
This is why I tell people, by the way, that this is why I say, man, I love Fleetwood Mac. I really love that band because they just do a lot of they do so much good shit that, and even to this day, I'm like, oh fuck, they wrote Black Magic Woman. That's fucking crazy. I really thought that was Santana, like the entire time.
That's such an Afro Latino song.
Yeah.
That's what confuses me. It's such like a black Hispanic.
Like, it makes
that's like an
perfect
Hispanic
sense. Like,
experience.
oh, here's Santana. He's singing, and he's some bruja, you know, like, and I'm like, oh, Fleetwood Mac. Okay, all right,
It's
Okay.
nuts, man. And
all right then.
yeah, so
I
I'm
don't
sure
know
there's
if
a
you
lot of people. I'm sure there's a lot of people who
Yeah.
didn't know that either. But also honorable
I'm
mention.
sure.
I think our version. I know it's not a cover necessarily, specifically, but our version of Radioactive clears.
I think it's
Fucking
way
clears.
better, dude.
It's so
Radioactive.
good. It's so
I'm sorry.
good.
And I genuinely, I'm not saying that as a joke, by the way. I genuinely do think our version is just way harder and way cooler. Actually,
More passion, man.
Waking up to
Yeah.
ass and butt.
you can't
I think
beat
it's
that,
cotton
man.
buds or something.
Brown, when I slap, the idea of slapping your nuts in preparation is crazy. That's such a barbaric way to live. Because you know how much, dude, I've peed and I've been a little too rough near my balls before, and I had a mild tummy ache. The idea of slapping them in preparation has been.
You got to get yourself going, man.
And the idea of putting my balls away, have I been a little too rough, and I've been like, oh man, my tummy hurts. The idea of waking up, giving them one quick plop, and then going on to battle is insane to me.
How do you guys feel about
is.
Love Song? 311's version of Love Song.
I don't think I've ever heard 311's version of Love Song.
Oh,
I don't even know. Wait, what's Love Song?
So, you know, whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am home
Oh.
again. Like,
Colin loves 311, but I've never actually heard any of it.
So the Cure, you know, it's a great two-step 80s fucking, you know, bop. But
Oh, yeah.
311 did their reggae version of it. I remember it actually, there was a music video to it that was tied with that Adam Sandler movie. What was it called? The 51st Dates, maybe?
Probably,
I think so.
yeah.
It came out around that time. And I think their version is fucking awesome. I think they, you know, white boys playing reggae still bothers me a little bit, but like 311, they're pretty good sometimes.
Yeah, that's Colin's
They're
favorite band.
It's one of the favorite bands. I think
that-
they
that's
have,
one-
they're
that's one of
insane.
that's
It's just like, oh.
That
They're
is
so hit or
Colin's
miss for
favorite
me.
band for sure. Which is I think it's just so interesting because like they've never resonated with me
They're
even
so hit or miss.
slightly.
They have some really good songs. Like Amber is one of my favorite. I love the song Amber. It's a great fucking song.
Investigate 311.
But then there's a song called Down. That is one of the worst songs I've ever heard because it has this fucking white boy rapping like, yeah, it's way worse than Limp Bizkit. And then you guys might have heard the chorus like down, down.
Oh my God, I know what that is. Ew,
And then it's
they did that?
Yeah, but then
Wait, is that 311's?
That's
Wait, is that
311.
311's down?
That's 311 down. I
That's
hate
so
that song
funny.
so much. I hate that song so
You know what's crazy?
much.
You know what's crazy? I really think Eminem has done such damage to white people as a rapper than he's done to black people as rappers. Because I think he's just barred them from existing in a place. Because if you're not tip top, you can't be there. He's
Okay,
even
I
barred
agree.
himself. He's barred himself from
my
it, I think.
God.
I actually
hate.
agree.
I
agree.
hate
You-
this
You're
song.
listening to it? It's so bad, isn't it?
I can't believe that this is them. I have always I forgot about this because I hated it so deeply.
Go listen to Amber by 311. Night
Oh
and
no,
day.
I know. I've
Night
heard that
and
one.
day.
It's
okay.
It's not.
That's a good song. And then they put out shit like that.
Well,
Congratulations. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's so stupid. And I hear it on the radio regularly.
oh, I'm sorry, man. That's crazy. To hear
Terrible.
311 on the radio regularly today is nuts.
Yeah, you like that shit, right?
They sound like white people rapping like black people in the 80s. I said they
tell you.
hippie.
I'm not even being hyper.
Sorry, Colin. Sorry,
No,
Colin.
it's-
No offense, but
I hope Colin doesn't. If it's his favorite band, he's got to like that song.
Congratulations.
It's either congratulations.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. All right, let's move on. Let's get out of here. I can't.
Sucking lots of
Let's
penis
move on.
because I'm down.
Move on to the next
down.
question. Oh man, that reignited such a deep loathing. Drop the soap. Parentheses. Don't drop the soap, baby. Wrote in. It says hello, ethos, pathos, and logos. Logos?
Nice.
No, it's logos. I
Very
think
cool.
still.
Logos.
Yeah.
Logos.
As a
Those
child,
rules or some
I was
shit?
bewildered. As a child, I was bewildered by how blatantly deceptive the classic food pyramid was. What shallow deceptions bewildered your infantile minds during childhood? I don't know if I have an answer for this, but like, I just wanted to bring up the fact that food pyramid is insane. Looking back on it, like,
It is pretty hilarious.
They really had us convinced of the most insane shit in like the 90s.
It just shows you how corrupt everything is. All you gotta do is pay a little bit of money and be like, put this on as the most important shit when it's.
It's the one from the 90s said, one from 1999. I'm reading it says bread, cereal, rice, pasta should have 6 to 11 servings a day. What the fuck?
I'm like,
and
they wonder why we got so fucking fat.
They lied to us, bro.
It is fucking insane.
You know what's a crazy thing I realized that blew my mind, that when I was little, my brain couldn't conceptualize it, and I took time. When I realized the inside of an igloo was warm, it made my brain hurt really bad.
Well, I guess relative.
Like, it's insulated, so like the heat doesn't escape, so it can get warm.
Right,
You can light a fire in there, and it'll warm. You'll be warm. And I was like, how?
That is
and then when
weird,
I found
yeah.
out that the way that water works, how it freezes and keeps things alive in the lower parts, I was like, how it do that? Isn't
how
it cold?
It do that?
Ain't it cold? How it do that? Because I would always think about like, oh, when winter comes, everything's gonna die. It's gonna get too cold for something to be out there. But like, no, fish just go under and they live in the warm water below, not up top. And I'm like, how do you do that? How you learn? The world is crazy. Science is wild. Water in general is a wild fucking thing.
Everything's nuts, man. When you think about how, like, when you actually start thinking about how things work, you're like, oh, yeah, this is
magic.
I mean, it might as well be. It might as well be, even though there's like an explanation for like most things. it's
like,
you know,
microwaves literally like the idea of a microwave. If you said that somebody 400 years ago, they would kill you. They would kill you,
bro. Dude, radio waves still baffles me. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It does make sense because I've learned about it. But just as a concept, like, for example, when we started tapping into Bluetooth and then airdropping, when that became a thing, it's just, I'm like, how am I able to transfer so much shit with no effort at all? It just blows my fucking mind. I don't get it. I feel like that's how everybody felt when we went from like analog to like digital, like say like chips, when people started using things that were like, wait, how am I storing this much data on something so fucking tiny? That shit seems alien to me. None of this shit makes sense to me when I really think about it.
Yeah, honestly, like, it's so funny how much, like, even just the base form of a lot of what we consume as far as like media goes, like, its original form to me is like infinitely more mystical and magical than what is objectively true about how we consume it today, which is just like kind of through the air and like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you send me an email and it's a file, right? Or like you send me a song through an email and it's a file and I can download it. That I understand that, like, that is like a crazy thing, but at the same time, to me it's crazier that people were like, oh, let's like take wax and then scratch sound onto it, and then we'll just re-scratch the sound back when we want to hear it again with a needle and like a you know what I mean? Like it just I
getting everything like, you need to do.
It seems like it seems like backwards almost.
That's crazier. That is crazy, but I think the entire idea of the modern concept doesn't dawn on you. How much more
you're totally
wildly insane it is.
You are 100% correct.
Because effectively, you're practically putting nothing. That thing has no physical value at all onto something, and then something appears there. because
You're right.
of ones and zeros.
No, you're totally. I'm not. I am very, very self-aware of the fact that what is happening now is infinitely more impressive. It's just, to me, the thought process of even figuring out that thing in the first place.
Getting
like,
there.
I know how to make sound. I know how to make a record. I'll press wax with microscopic fucking divots and somehow record that onto just all of that shit. Like, everything about is wild.
I watched
to me.
a documentary of that because of how just wild of a concept it is when you think about it. And even after I was finished watching, I'm just like, I still don't feel any better about this, because it's just something like us in our lifetime. If we live like 100 years, it's like, are we going to do anything that fucking phenomenal? Because that is such a phenomenal thing to have figured out. Like, I need this, I need a magnet, I need this stuff. And then to get this to work, to actually make that process, that is such a phenomenal thing to figure out. I'm like, bro,
what's crazy is that
I can figure out how to shoot cum for like 6 feet, I think that would be the closest thing I would,
What's crazy is that we're at that point with technology where that next, like, what the fuck moment is going to change how we live entirely. Yeah. Like, that next, like...
What do you think it's going to be?
Medicine, I think that adapts to your body. Like,
so like a one-size-fits-all kind of a thing?
Like, shit like that. Like,
well, that's what people are saying they were going to do with nanotech. Like, they were going to inject bots in you that will eradicate whatever is ailing you.
I don't understand nanotechnology well enough, but I can understand how, like, various.
I think we're so far away from that, but
I understand stuff like that. I can understand the medication one, because
Kingston will say he doesn't understand it well enough. I don't understand it at all. So
I'll leave that. Like, technology in general is not my forte. Ask Lily
I don't think about. I really. It really bothers me how little I think so much. I overthink myself to death a lot of times, but I don't really think about, like, how things work really. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fully know. It's like when you think
a lot, but you don't know much, you know?
Right, yeah.
I think a lot. Like, I don't know much. I don't know a lot. But I
feel like I feel like I understand a lot about, like, you know, emotions and shit like that, but, like, I don't know, I could never, like, if I went back in time to, like, the 1920s with the idea of, like, the smartphone, I wouldn't be able to capitalize that on that at all. You know what I mean? Like, there would be nothing I could fucking do to be like, oh, well, because I would be like, oh, I have this idea for, like, a device that has everything on it, and it, like, you could call people on it, and you can send people messages, and somebody would be like, great, how do you make it? And I'd be like, I don't know.
That's it.
I have no fucking idea. Well, I don't know the first fucking thing about how the phone works, really.
Yeah,
and that kind of bothers me. I feel like I should know. Yeah, the camera.
I don't know.
Microphones.
I want to make a camera, and I was like, I was like,
it's crazy. I don't understand any of that shit. I understand, like, complex molecules. I could probably put a few of those together, and I might mess
like
up
biologically,
one or two. I might mess up one or two things, but I'll get close.
It is easier for me to. It is easier for me to. It is easier for me to, like, break down, like, how biological things work than it is for me to break down, like, how a computer works. Honestly, like, I really have no fucking. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. You know what I had to do? So my old PC was having some issues, and I think the startup button's fucked up right now, and. So I was looking at my model of my motherboard, and I was like, all right, so trying to find where I could, force start it. And, like, usually I was like, all right, there's a way to do it. And then trying to locate it, because everyone was like, oh, you got to find the thing and it'll have the label on it. Mine doesn't. It doesn't have a label or it shows the specific pins. You need to usually take a screwdriver, touch these pins, it'll force start it or whatever. And I just felt so fucking stupid. When I'm trying to, like, really understand, I actually broke out the manual and started reading it, and I'm like, this one piece is so I'm like, the way that people make these things, it's so where I'm like, I feel like a redneck where they get the pieces to the car and they can assemble it, but, they're not building the catalytic converter or the fucking, they're not building all of the pieces. They're getting the pieces and then they're assembling it together, which is as close as when people talk about building PCs and there's some weird tribal like thing to it, like it's some type of what do you call a rite of passage? Or I'm like, you're basically stacking fucking Legos. But you're stacking Lego, and you're not actually constructing
they're not
the Lego itself.
They're not soldering. They're not balancing the charge. They're not balancing the wattage on things. They're not doing. Obviously, no.
That's why, like, when people feel the way, like, oh, you didn't build your PC, and I'm like, what the fuck's the difference? The only difference is because I've taken apart my PC. I could put it back together. Why is that so fucking impressive? I don't understand. Like, if you enjoy doing it, fair play. I'm not even shitting on you. It's the whole, when you talk about PC master race, right? Those people, there's a certain vibe of people that act like it's a thing and they're doing something where I'm like, it's just a hobby, bitch. And same when people build cars. It's a hobby, but them niggas, you don't really know how to build a car. Not really. There's like a handful of people that can like build everything from scratch.
Like if society failed, you'd be like, hey, Dale and Tyler are the two people we know that can put together a combustion engine.
I read something recently.
Keep them alive. We need them here.
Right.
I read something recently. And the specifics of this might be all over the place. The information in my head's kind of all over the place. But the general idea was that, like, there's this one guy who is almost solely responsible for making or understanding, like, the chemical compounds of, like, this very specific type of glue that's used in, like a high, like, 99% of our infrastructure. And only he knows how to make it, and he's, like, fucking old. So, like, if he just dies... Like, there have been instances where, like, only one person understands how to do something, and they have to spend, like, millions and millions and millions of dollars on researching how to get to that point because the person was just, like, not willing to share that information or like, that's happened at least at least, like, 3 times. Okay.
That guy should be tortured.
I feel like
that's happening actually right now. It's happening actually right now with I'm sure you guys have seen it. Like, you know Wallace and Gromit? And, like, the studio that does that claymation stuff? That clay... The specific clay that they use to make that stuff is made by one factory, and they're going to close soon, and no one knows how to make it.
I heard about that. I heard about that, and I was like, "That's crazy."
So claymation might die unless like millions of dollars go into like researching like how to fuck it or
just
like reverse engineering that clay.
Sam Fisher, who's Sam Fisher of the United States right now? Go get Ghost in Modern Warfare 2, or is he British?
Ralph.
I don't remember which one that nigga's.
Ghost is British.
Ethan
Roach
Ralph.
is American, I'm pretty sure.
All right, MI5 or whatever, MI6, whatever the fuck is going on right now. Just don't we have real life people to do?
Slap the sin out of his balls. Slap the flaming fuck out of his balls, bro.
Like just to steal the plans.
To the point that his balls look like they've been high-fived. Like, slap his balls till they're bright and red like Rudolph's nose. People just withholding information. People that think that I don't want to teach other people stuff is so insane to me. Because you are going to die one day and you are going to be gone. You are not going to exist. Why on earth do you think it's okay for you to just withhold information that will help the rest of society exist? That's so insane.
Let me ask you guys something. Do you think greed and hoarding is a human trait that some people kind of just inherently have?
Yes,
or do you
absolutely.
think that? Yeah?
Yeah,
I wrestle with that concept.
I think some people are just greedier than other people. I think greed is a human trait, and I think like a lot of our baser human traits, we are capable of overcoming them and understanding that they're dumb because we're not simple apes anymore. We have society. But I think a lot of the times we don't attempt to try to get over these stupid, like, monkey instinct things that we go through. And it's really annoying.
Do you think there is, because I feel like it's coupled with a lack of morality, or do you think, and a lack of, well, I guess I would say morality, but also what I'm really meant to say is empathy. I guess let me ask you, do you think these people are conscious of how immoral that is, or do you think they just don't even think about it? Like, say,
I don't think they understand it.
Like, yeah, like, because that's the part that I have the hardest. It doesn't make sense to me personally Or like if I have a resource that I know that could truly help the world, or if I had billions of dollars and I know that me and my kids could not use that probably 20 generations down the line, like I can't hold on to this money. It's fucking useless. But then the other people that can just do it and know that indirectly they're causing people to suffer. And it's something that I'm like, are you conscious of this? Has someone not ran into you and told this to you? Do you not care?
No way.
Or it's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me. Where I'm like, nigga, give them the pudding or the Play-Doh. Give them the fucking Play-Doh. Give the glue. Just give them the fucking glue. Just goddamn,
give them the glue.
That's the shit. That's what people like complain about AI about. It's like AI is going to know more than we are. I don't think. Like I think AI is gonna everything that computers know, people know. You know, for the most part. Vast most part, like people know.
Yeah.
The problem is that the AI will be able to access it easier than people will be able to access it. That's the scary thing. Because like computers can send information to people each other way faster than a person can call and explain to somebody else everything that's going on. You know, but the whole thing about like computer builders, they're like, yeah, AI will have information, but like we're humans. We're gonna understand.
Did you see that thing where like the AI art is inbreeding now? Have you seen this? This is the last thing we can get off and we can leave, but I think it's interesting
for sure.
So there's
is it
so
like
much
stepmom porn, but AI.
No. So there's so much AI. Stupid. So AI art is obviously trained by scouring the internet looking for images. So like I want my AI to draw a picture of a tree, and so it'll scour the internet for every picture of a tree, and then it'll draw something based on those images. Now there are so many AI versions or so many AI generated images of so many things that now the AI models are being trained on those AI images, and the results are getting worse because they're basically inbreeding. They're basically using, AI art of a tree to understand what a tree looks like, and as a result it's starting to draw trees wrong, and it's like starting to fuck up all these things that they were getting really good at before, which is fucking super fascinating.
Just let it kill itself.
It's super fucking interesting, but anyway, we're
just let AI to kill itself. Let AI do its own work and make itself die. That's
I don't want to
about now.
Take my gay cover job. Don't take our job.
No. Last question. We can one word answer. We can do this, and then we'll get into the credits.
Okay.
Bing Chilling wrote in. He says, "Boy, this is very important. What race is Franklin the Turtle? I think he's black."
Bing.
That's what he wrote.
I mean, he's obviously Chinese.
No. The Franklin the Turtle.
He's black.
Yeah.
He's black.
Chinese.
Yeah,
nigga.
he's black. Yeah.
What?
Oh, he's Blasian. Interesting.
He's like Will Smith's son in Karate Kid or whatever.
Okay.
Will Smith's son.
All right, let's
talking about? What are you talking?
That is so confusing.
He's like
Franklin plays
Jaden
Smith
Kid.
plays the kid. All right, let's fucking get the fuck out of here.
Kid. He had sex with Jackie Chan. Remember?
All right, let's move on.
What?
Let's get the fuck out of here, guys.
And they what?
I probably saw.
And they
the wrong
what?
movie.
Count me down.
What?
These are $25.
3,
I forgot
2,
to say.
1.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know what it is. Go to patreon.com/snarktime. Andy, the man who handles what? Andy, the man who handies are S tier and dandy. The totally real Manhattan circus tent.
Nice.
Liam Sheedy. Matt Walsh looks like the red guy from Monsters Inc. after he gets his face sucked off by the machine. Heath Smoker, Daddy Lars, the Uncle Ruckus of the Goon Squad. Frosty the gay man was a very homo soul with a corncob plug and a button dick and 2 balls made of coal. Google Arizona
Nice.
Penis Man, he's real. Metal Gay Solid 3 Sperm Eater featuring solid cock. So dumb.
Nice.
I did everything right, and they indicted me, Walter.
Remastered.
Roosh V's biggest booty fantasies. I forgot about Roosh V. Welcome
yeah,
to the.
yeah.
Do you remember that?
Hold on. What did
He was like a Manosphere guy, like an early one, right? I'm pretty sure
female butts lead to homosexuality. That's what he said. Like, female butt worship is a gateway to homosexuality. That's what it was.
It is
right.
Yeah, that explains a lot about me.
Welcome to the Cream Kingdom, bitch. Open up. Homeless trans femme who gave her last dollar to the Snark tank. We appreciate you. Enjoy your homelessness.
Thank you.
Alexander the Gay and the frozen corpse of JFK, sheltering Yoo-hoo drinkers under the floorboards. Some shit make me go Some shit make me go Daffy Duck mode with his tongue rolled out, red carpet like. What the hell? Sucking down a crisp Diet Cock. Gay tool the cock. Who are you, seriously? Who are you to suck my penis? You must be AF. Throw your cum in the air and spray it like you just don't care. If you like dick and balls and that gay shit, everybody. John, Killers of the Flower Moon, 8 out of 10, Guido the Fourth. Mitch, I'ma feel you. Gonna slurp you on my peen. That bed won't ever stop squeaking. I'ma squash them cheeks. Semen him. IDF cum extraction team starring Ryan Gosling. Stop with the Britain slander. It already sucks here. Listening to Sweeney makes me consider racism. The PvE Titans have no real purpose in raids due to lacking DPS and support options. I haven't played Destiny in so long.
That's not true at all. That's like crazy.
Yeah, isn't the ward like
That's
super
such
fucking
a dumb thing to say? It's crazy.
Yeah. Also, you guys have to learn how to
Ward of
synergize.
Dawn. They literally have Ward of Dawn.
Yeah. Also, there's a fucking armor piece that like makes Thunder Crash crazy. So like, fucking relax.
Literally
Baller of the First Sin.
Caprice and Grace.
Whoever said that is actually really dumb. You're dumb for saying that. Watch him as she blows. Well, his name is what he said, so I don't know. But there goes my homo. Watch him as she blows. 2 episodes remaining. Be afraid. He's been on those 2 episodes for a while. I think he might be dead.
Yeah. He's
no silly names. No silly names for now. Please share and donate to the GoFundMe in the Snark Tank Discord venting channel. I don't know what that is. Jolly old dipshit. J to the Jizzo. G to the Glizzy. Faux shizzle. The jizzle always drizzled down my face. That's crazy.
Let's go.
That's the anthem. Get your pants off. J to the Jizzo. G to the Glizzy. Nice. Faux shizzle. My jizzle always drizzled down my. It should be like fizz-ace, probably.
Fizz-ace. Yeah, that'd be better.
That's pretty fire.
But like, it's dumb as shit, but it fucking would be good. Ruining the upholstery of a Ford F-150 with the boys. Penis Man into the penis verse. Johnny Silvercock Cyphergraph. My girlfriend uses my foreskin as a sleeping bag. XX Elmo found dead in New York City apartment. XX. It's something undetectable, but in the end, it's gay. I hope you had the femboy of your life. That sucks. Doesn't even rhyme. Doesn't even rhyme. You didn't even fucking rhyme. Oh, geez, Rick, I'm squirting. You should get a glass. Oh, geez, Rick. I'm squirting. You should get a glass or something. Sweeney, lick my weenie. Sweeney filling a tank like. No, gay Morty. Get away from me, gay Morty. I hate you. I hate gay Morty.
I hate gay Morty and gay Morty thoughts.
Oh, geez, Rick. I don't think that's fair
at all. Gay Morty Schwartz.
I'm sorry, Rick. I didn't mean to be gay. I didn't mean to choose this. It was just a mistake.
Morty, you're so gay, Morty.
Oh, jeez.
You're so gay and punctual, Morty. Why are you so punctual?
I'm not gonna fuck your ass. I'm not gonna fuck your ass anymore, Morty. I'm not gonna fuck your ass anymore, gay Morty.
Stop bringing the portal gun. Bring gay people here, Morty. Stop bringing gay people with the portal gun, Morty. Stop bringing gay V6, Morty.
I'm sick of docking with you, Morty.
I'm gay bird person.
That was a shockingly good impression. That actually sounded a lot like it. Wait, do that again? That was weirdly. That was fucking insanely uncanny. I thought that was Dan Harmon for a second.
I tried to channel my inner Dan Harmon. I'm gay bird
person.
I'm gay. Like now, it's not gonna work.
It's all gone.
I felt it.
the idea of just like this is it's
Two
a universe.
adjectives. Because bird person for him is an adjective. It's a person that's a bird.
No, he's
So
bird.
like,
no, his name is
I'm
Bird Person.
gay.
I'm a gay bird.
That
He's
new
a person
season's
that's a bird.
actually. I gotta say something. That new season's actually not
Original
that
was
bad.
actually dope.
It's actually
Really
pretty good.
dope, the newest one, yeah.
Yeah, there's some jokes in there
Interesting.
that actually like made me laugh. Sincerely, there's a scene where like. I'm not gonna spoil it because the whole point of a joke is to hear it for the first time. But there's like a scene where like Rick is like making Morty all these guns, and it has like a really solid, like a really good punchline actually. So I haven't seen.
Alright.
To clarify, I haven't seen the episodes. I've seen clips that are really good that make me kind of want to check it out.
All right, Rick. I'm
But
all
also
right,
so far,
Rick. I'm all right, Rick.
All right, Rick.
All right, Rick.
All right, Rick. Look at me, Morty.
It's me, Morty. It's me, Gamergate Rick. Let's move on.
Look at me, Morty. I'm all right, Morty. Look at me. I'm all right. Look at me. I don't like women. I'm all right.
Sweeney lick my weenie. Sweeney filling a tank like liquid in fish. What? Sweeney filling a tank like liquid in a fishbowl. Trapping Derek and Chris swimming around the edges. Bro, same. The everlasting gaze. Back the tank of cum. Caucasian container. The Cracker Barrel for gays. Tinfoil tyrant. Trans star penis lady. Do Christian girl squirt holy water. I slipped
Nice.
at the glass bottle factory and it made me gay. Sweeney, swallow up my peenie. Matthew Perry's
Very
last
cool.
fart bubble. She pippin' on my pippa. Highway to the the gauger zone. Chris's Toyota
zone.
Corolla moaning like an anime girl every time he inserts his keys into the ignition.
That would make
Average
that really
clit
bother
energy.
me.
That would really, yeah, that would. I would have to blast music constantly. I would have to just wear headphones while I'm driving, which is like super safe. Average clit energy. I'll kill myself faster than Jesus did. What is this 3 days bullshit? Wham, a little bitch. Just the hard R. Star Coffee on Twitch, bitch. She shizno on my doohickey till I abe. All right. Smothering to death.
No on my Quizno.
Smothered. Dude, they had it. I stand by. Quiznos had a really fucking good chicken carbonara sub that I'm really sad I can't get anymore because Quiznos doesn't exist. Smothered to death by.
I thought there were Quiznos somewhere.
Not within
If
like
there
a
are, I don't know where
fucking
they are.
nuclear radius. I haven't seen a Quiznos.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
let's see what
let's
pops
see.
up on my map if I type in Quiznos. Quiznos. Oh my god,
Yeah.
there's a Quiznos actually 10 miles from me.
Told you.
There's one
We're in
in.
Nevada.
Where the fuck is this? There's one in Los Angeles. Like in the city proper.
There you go.
I bet the
Across from the across the street from the children's hospital. There's one Quiznos in Los Angeles. That's crazy. And there's no way it's good. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, it's
There's no way Quiznos is good ever.
wait,
not
there's a
gonna get a
Quiznos
good
sandwich.
Quiznos,
Wait,
no?
there's one here in Burbank? But it says permanently closed.
oh, there you go. yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Damn, that sucks. I've been hankering for that sandwich for years.
Closed all the
Smothered.
Quiznos, Walter.
They closed. I've closed every Quiznos, Morty. I had to do it. Oh, geez,
Morty,
Rick, they had a really good
Quiznos.
sub over there, you know? I know it's not as popular as Subway, but I really think they had a good thing going there. Oh, geez.
Shut up. Shut up, gay Morty.
Shut the fuck up, Morty. Shut the fuck up, Morty, before I eat you, Morty. I'll eat you, Morty. I'll eat you where you stand, Morty. I'll devour you, Morty. Like the fucking shadows over the world. I'll consume you.
I'll lick your asshole till it's clean, Morty. Smothered by
I'll
to
lick
death
the
by
pink off the taint, Morty. I like that.
That's fucking crazy. Smothered to death by Sydney Sweeney's tits.
They are some.
That's a good way to die.
They're pretty good, yeah. Been blowing lots of guys,
Crazy
living
her
in a
being
gay man's
movies
paradise,
now
taking
after I've
dongs of
already
every
seen her
size.
areolas.
Living in a gay man's paradise. Transfemme gremlin, exposing people with lactose intolerance to 90 million rontgens of ionizing radiation. Yush. Not Vin Pen, the angelic DM, so here I am blowing every man I can. I'm fucking every man, pretending I'm a homo man. What is that?
That's not pretending, cuz.
Oh! So here I am, blowing every man I can. I'm fucking every man, pretending I'm a homo man. It's a rhyming man like a million times.
Yeah, that's a little too many bands.
You used man a little too much. You did good though, but you
You
Yeah,
did
not
good,
bad.
but like,
hamming
yeah.
the man a little
With
too much.
Tony Cox Pro Gayer. I don't know. Yeah,
Just Gator, yeah.
Tony Cox.
Tony Cox
Blow
almost
Gator.
Gator 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's
my
something
sex
like that.
name, Marcus Penis, and Dom Sotomiago. So stupid.
That is so fucking stupid.
That's so stupid. Santiago. just jam it in there. Just jam it in his name.
Just no regard for like that's like I don't even know, man. I can't describe it, but it's like forcing something into a fridge that cannot fit it. That just cannot accommodate it.
But you do it. The fridge closes.
It's like
You put that
slamming a
5-gallon
keg.
fucking
trying to-
water.
just trying to slam a keg into a fridge. So
Yeah, there you
fucking Marcus Penis and Don Sotomiago.
Yes,
Craig the Canadian. The Snark tank has 2 modes: funny mode and racist mode. The racist mode is default. It's your boy Shawnee D. My penis length so long make you say, "Oh my lord!" Thank you for fucking me in the butt with a real rough with a BBC. Daily Wire presents Matt Walsh's "What Is a Black." Oh, we forgot to talk about that movie. We can talk about it in the next episode.
Oh,
The Matt Walsh movie. Ben and Jerry's
Which one?
Funky Monkey. Don't
Is
worry
there a
about it.
new
Well, it's no. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's like a Daily Wire movie about sports. It's really fucking wild.
Oh, I think
Ben and
I know.
Jerry's
I think I know you're
Funky
talking about the ball one, right?
Yeah, the Lady Ballers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben and Jerry's Funky Monkey. The proud owner of a 12-gauge silly straw. Dr. Robotnik's mean sween machine. Someday I gotta get my ass finger blasted by a ginger in a My Chemical Romance hoodie with little thumb holes cut into the sleeve. That's fucking so vivid, it's insane.
Did I
3XO
say that
and
or
the-
something?
I don't know.
Sounds like me.
Did I say ew?
3XO and the Japanese skin professor whose suitcase of Yakuza hides was stolen in Chicago. Slurping, stroking, smoking, joking, emoticons going like this. Morning Owlet, Keith David, Homeless Drip, MH, Lord of Homeless Drip, Zombie by the Cranberries. Please give me head. Give me head. I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay.
Gay.
There you go.
Well,
Big.
might have to do that. That actually would be really fun.
It's a hard song to sing, though. Her voice is crazy.
So there's a good there's a version by Bad Wolves that is in a perfect octave for us. Like they brought it down and it's perfect. It's perfect. We'll do that one.
Yeah, she's got that kind of like Shakira.
I am gay.
She's got that kind of like Shakira kind of lilt, where it's like it's really difficult.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like it's
I can't
like
do that
sung
shit.
incorrectly, and it's just like no way, I can't do that. Big Pussy's death scene in The Sopranos, except they all slowly pull out their dicks and bust on his face. Obi, won't you blow me? Kremlin to Gremlin. Kingston, your microphone is off. A pizza guy accidentally at Chris Hansen's house. Gay piece. Fucking police coming hard as I thrust and pound. Abby, I am going to kill the other non-binary listener. California girls tune. California gays were unforgettable. Big fat dicks deep inside my ass. There you go. That's something.
Not bad.
Wage slave.
Not bad.
Wage slave 583. A sad guy from Michigan. It's a G, not a J, you invalid. I hope you get stray greasy Italian pubes stuck between your teeth.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. It's a G, not a J.
Yeah,
I wish you gave more context for this, man. I would love to know what it is you're talking about. Write in next week with some specifications
Better
of this.
understanding of words.
Some
The
context.
Papini Brothers
bitch-ass
Emporium of realistic cami and Chun-Li thigh-shaved neck pillows, self-tightening, self-separately. Donk Donkerson. That level 5 Yat bussy got me gooped up for real. No cap on God. I cannot co-sign this redefinition of Gyat. I don't. this is the first time I've truly felt like old in a way that like no.
Yeah,
No, I refuse. I refuse.
Dude, it takes a lot for me to adopt something new. It takes a lot because I'm pretty set.
For me to
you know,
admit change.
yeah.
It takes a lot for me to accept change, and I'm
I
just not
understand.
really feeling it right now,
I understand the 70-year-old transphobic veterans when I see shit like
chill
this.
out. Let's maybe
You know
chill.
what I mean? Where it's like, no,
Let's
I just
maybe
mean like
chill.
I understand why it would be difficult. Like, dude, I can't accept gyat as a slang term for ass, but they're going to accept that men can be women now just because they say so. You know, like, of course, that's going to be like a fucking obviously they're going to have a hard time doing that.
Let's stop.
No way.
Let's stop.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I feel that way. I'm just saying like I get it. Like I like there's, you know, let him die off and let him exist in peace for the time being. You know. Until they shuffle off this mortal coil. They're so hot.
Why is his dick
I don't
so,
understand.
Why is it so attractive?
Her penis is so hot. I don't get it. Why does she have such a hot penis?
Why do these femboys
I'm
have
trying to
better
riz
ass
up
than
this.
women?
I'm trying to riz up this fat gyat, Morty. I'm trying.
Oh my god,
Dude, I've seen pictures of men with asses that just completely blow women out the water, and I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah, somebody shared a picture of
What is this?
it looked like it was a Belle Delphine type of femboy, and I'm just like, that shit is that's like Discord prime real estate. That's like lottery shit. I was like, dude, that's crazy. So 70-year-old nigga looks at that and he's just like so upset but so turned on at the same time.
Yeah.
His dick's like dripping while he's crying and shit.
He got his first boner in 15 years from that shit, bro. And he's like, damn, I'm mad as fuck right now.
God damn, that fucking little boy. Damn.
Gate
that's
6.
shit, nigga.
Damn,
I'm gonna
that
keep
little
going.
nigga fat ass.
I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, please do.
That $50 mouth of yours. Oh, that $50 mouth of yours is writing checks those $2 hands can't cash, son. Take one more step, I'll knock you back 10. That's crazy.
What is that? What's that from?
I don't know, but like it sounds like a lot to process. I sucked myself today
Warrior
to
riding
see
on
how it would
warrior.
feel. Tried
Nice.
to bust it. Now I'm gay. Cum is my only meal.
Cum is my only meal. I have ate some cum.
Mike Ehrmantraut voice, Mike Ehrmantraut voice, would you kindly stretch my tight pussy, Walter? Michael Jackson tried to buy the rights to Spider-Man so he could play Peter Parker. That's true. That is true.
That's crazy.
I remember reading about that. He would be such a terrible Peter Parker. Holy shit.
Yes, he would.
That would have
Big
been.
scream
I want
boy.
to live in that universe, though.
That is an alternate reality for sure.
I really
Dude,
want to know that. I would love to
It-
see that reality.
Yeah.
It would
Dude, I was
change
watching
everything.
I was watching, so like because for our Chickensgiving, our Friendsgiving that we do, we have a tradition of we watch the Spider-Man movies in no particular order necessarily, but we just watch all of them because the first movie is a Thanksgiving movie, and we just get high and really drunk and we all watch Spider-Man, and they all get better every single time we watch them. But there's like I was like going down into like some rabbit hole about like some of the deleted scenes from Spider-Man 3, and all of the deleted scenes from Spider-Man 3 are so good. It's like upsetting.
Yeah, the fact that they're taking out is insane.
Yeah, it's really
The fact
kind
they're
of
taking out
a
is
shame.
so wild. I don't.
Yeah, like what
you
was
can,
the
you
deal?
can tell that Raimi was just not allowed to do. This is the thing, right? I'm like I was someone that said I don't think Sam Raimi would be a very good job of.
We can't
directing.
talk about this right now. That's
Yeah,
going
we
to
can't
turn
talk.
into
We'll,
something.
we'll wait. We'll
Yeah,
wait
we
for
can't-
next
we can't
time.
do it now.
We'll wait for next time.
That's
Yeah.
That's a good.
another-
That's a
another-
decent
like,
topic. I just yeah.
It's a very
Let's
it's
just-
a very good topic.
Let's move on. Big screen boy, a mean lesbian, super cunty, F-slur, fist, dick, X-spunk, alley, douches.
Whoa!
Not bad,
that.
honestly. It's not bad. Gumball's voice actor calling Dream the F-slur.
That was
John
so we didn't even talk
Strickland.
about that.
That's true. There's so much that happens. This is what happens when we take a week off. There's actually things that happen. Give me a second. I need to make sure I'm not straight. My boys are in the men's room getting ran through like it's Watergate. Merck's 1889, circumcised but still stacking that cheese. The First Church of Keith David, featuring Sir Matthew Fortescue, yet his downstairs configuration is the same. All cocknable. It's really bad, yeah. Chinese Spider-Man getting eaten and starting COVID-23. Pre-Roz, Blake896, Ford, I know you're listening to this. The actual strap-on Lacey used to peg me being sold on eBay for $69,000. Chili con dickhead. So stupid.
So stupid. So
yo
stupid.
quiero chili con dickhead. Wild. There's a Japanese underwear brand that caters to guys with big packages called Black Man. Look it up. Not a joke. I feel kind of gay. Gonna suck some penis today. And it doesn't matter much to me as long as he cooms. The Misfits. Last caress.
Nice.
The chin implant that Matt Rife built a comedy career off of. Monk the non-binary here before. Alaskan oilfield trash, Texas tater salad, Slender Man made me scared of white people. I'm Dr. Roxo, I'm Dr. Roxo the Rock and roll. I'm Dr. Roxo the rock and roll clown. I do cocaine. Sue Hulk, tickle my ass hairs, Nikki Ziggy, Chris, it's Marcus. Barrett has an idea to get you out of the coma. Jack is going to play Imagine Dragons on repeat until you wake up. A roughly human-shaped pile of red flags. I'm smitten by how much I'm shitting. Jackson DuPont, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek,
Bars.
Duck Cunt,
Bars.
Goliath Voice, I've been denied everything, even my cum. Aether Agent, Progerian Hunter, Melphis One, Angriest Crowd, enjoying the view from the Dealey Plaza on the 6th floor. And rounding out our list of supporters, as always, is the king... The unelected king, but the earned king. The king by birthright of Haphazard.
Let's
By right
go.
of birth. By right of birth, I am here.
The king of lizard.
Right. I gotta pee blood.
Whatever.
So
Yeah,
I'll
we
talk
get
to y'all
2.5
niggas
hours.
later.
So
Yeah.
we'll catch you when I don't know. Whatever.
We'll be
Yeah,
back.
when we
Whatever.
shit
Bye.
down drains, nigga.
Stop screaming nigga out loud.